In Round Rock, Texas, it's a ranked matchup on this Saturday night at the Round Rock Classic between the Southern Miss Golden Eagles and the Oregon State Beavers. Welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Rylan Cobry alongside Mike Rooney, and game number 2, day number 2, and boy, do we have a great matchup tonight. Number 11 versus number 20. Two teams that got a win yesterday and looking for a second win here in the Round Rock Classic.
Yeah, Ryan, the rankings you can throw out because it's just two of the best programs in the country, two of the best fan bases in the country, and it's going to be so fun. Both teams hosted regionals last year. Obviously, Oregon State was in Omaha. On the mound, it gets really intriguing. These are two of the most talented left-handed pitchers in America. Should be a great matchup.
Well, both these teams traveled well yesterday. It felt like a home game in game number 1 of yesterday's Round Rock Classic with Southern Miss, and Oregon State, of course, always bringing the party wherever they go.
Yeah, Southern Miss, this has been their year so far. They've racked up some really quality wins just in 2 weekends. Obviously, the first weekend against UC Santa Barbara. They haven't played their best baseball, but the pedigree, they just figure out ways to win. And then last night with Oregon State, it was the Dax Whitney show.
An unbelievable performance, 17 punch-outs last night for Dax Whitney. He was remarkable, and so now tonight Oregon State will go to a different arm, a left-hander on the mound, and he's going to face this Southern Miss lineup, who yesterday was able to fend off a comeback from Purdue, but they are really paced at the top of the lineup by Joey Urban.
Yeah, and you know, Caleb Stelly, Joey Urban, you're kind of 6-footish, very strong, explosive. They can run, they can beat you with power, they can run a great at bat. Matthew Russo, everyone's going to enjoy that. He's the personality of this team. So again, just a vintage Southern Miss position player group where high on execution.
Southern Miss entering today number 20 in the country. Oregon State comes in at number 11, and the Beavers have taken the field in the bright orange tonight. And we mentioned it in the open, Dax Whitney was great. Now it's Ethan Kleinschmidt's turn. What should we expect to see from the southpaw tonight? Well,
don't be confused that he's pitching on Saturdays, because in most programs, Ethan Kleinschmidt would be the Friday guy. He's really unique. He was an elite starter on an Omaha team last year. It's an invisible fastball. It's going to be 90 to 92, Rylan, but even though that number is fairly generic, he'll probably get 10 or more swing and miss alone on this heater.
Kleinschmidt to take the baseball for the Beavers. Oregon State, who was here in the Round Rock Classic last year. And what a win for them yesterday. Baylor was able to come back after that performance from Dax Whitney, but the Beavers able to outlast the Bears last night. As there's Mitch Cadam in his 6th year here with Oregon State, and boy, was he happy after last night's win.
Yeah, I mean, right now, for both teams, it's so interesting. They're clearly very talented, but neither team has found their groove offensively. Both position player groups have been kind of bobbing and weaving. Now, part of that is they've just played really good teams, too.
Both these teams 4-1 coming into tonight. Southern Miss opened last week against Santa Barbara. For Oregon State, they had a gauntlet there in Surprise as they went on the road, although Surprise, Arizona has started to feel like home for them. They lost to Michigan but came back strong and were able to pick up some wins against Arizona and Stanford, and then saw Michigan again and got a win.
Yeah, it's both these programs, they travel. It's going to be raucous in here tonight.
We're ready to go. Game number 1 today was a thriller. They've all been thrillers so far. We've had 2 walk-off wins. As we take a look at the defensive lineup tonight for Oregon State. The guys behind Ethan Kleinschmidt in this one. So Caleb Stelly will step in, and we'll get baseball on this Saturday night. Sun is out, but it's a little colder here in Round Rock, Texas than we're used to. And the first pitch He'll come in just off the plate outside for ball one, and we're underway. Here's the 1-0. Sinker at 91 right by him.
Get used to that. It's a swing and miss fastball, even though it's not 99 miles an hour like Whitney. Kleinschmidt, it's a special pitch.
And wind and the 1-1. And Stelly on it, fouls it back. Well, Caleb Stelly, so far 350 through his first 5 games, 7 for his first 20. So take a look at the temperature, 65 degrees right now. It does feel a little cooler than that here with the wind, which did play a factor in that first game today. Stelly down swinging, and that's how this one begins.
First time through the order against Kleinschmidt, it's a little unfair. It just, and that, you know, of course, right now we've got the dusk, the shadows, all that stuff, but his fastball is really hard to handle.
So here's Joey Urban, who many consider the best hitter in this lineup, although Stelly and Russo, those guys might say otherwise, but for Joey Urban, hitting .430, 87 for 16 to begin 2026. And he'll take down and away for ball one.
How about these unis? The black tops for USM, the orange tops for Oregon State. Come on now, so good.
The bright orange is popping tonight. There's the 1-0. Sinker at 92. And you could just tell from the swings and misses early in this game, as you mentioned, it's going to be a tough time, the first time through the order here for Southern Miss.
Yeah, I mean, it's 90 to 92, but it plays way above the number. Jeez.
Plenty of whiffs early in this game. Just the second batter. And Kleinschmidt looking for a second punch out.
70% of the time he throws the fastball. So not only is it swing and miss, but you know it's coming.
The 1-2. Lifted in the air to right.
Didn't see it.
Talt didn't see it right away. We'll turn around. This ball is out of here. An opposite field jack for Joey Urban. And the Golden Eagles are soaring early. Boy, did that sneak out of here. Just got over the yellow line. There's a railing of about 2 feet above the yellow line. If it hits that, it's a home run. And that's what happened.
I mean, you know, at 95 miles an hour exit velocity, that's nothing to sneeze at. But if you're going to hit one, work that right field line right there.
Just clearing the fence. Talt did not see it right away as first pitch swinging here for Russo rolls it over. And Singer puts it away. There's 2 down. You know, off the bat, it looked like that was going to be caught at the warning track maybe. And it sneaks out, and we saw it in game number 1. For those of you that did not watch Baylor versus Purdue, if you want to leave the yard tonight, right field is the place to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the other part about Easton Talt not seeing that is he did rob a home run last night. So the fact that he was frozen eliminated that from play.
Aggressive attack early for Southern Miss. Gillespie going deep down the right field line, and this will twist out a play.
That's not going to be the longest home run Joey Urban ever hits, but again, I think just tells you who he is as a hitter, where everyone looks a little overmatched with Kleinschmidt's fastball, and he sees it a couple times, and next thing you know, he's able to drive it to right field. So I like the way you said it, Rylan. Like Joey Urban, that's you have one at bat with a game on the line. That dude's on the short list.
Well, you think about how that at bat started to Kleinschmidt getting ahead there, and goes the opposite way, and it's a 1-0 lead here for Southern Miss as Kleinschmidt misses up and out.
And the other issue is, you know, it puts a little bit more pressure on an Oregon State offense that's not quite confident yet.
A turn in the 1-1. Rolled foul.
That looks like a little cutter there. 86 miles an hour slider.
Goes down and in with it, and Gillespie Rolls it over. We'll see what he comes back with here. Working on that far side of the rubber on the third base side. And the 1-2. Gillespie 5 for his first 17 this year. A great take, and the count runs full. Well, he's shown a little bit of everything here. He's thrown the slider. We saw a changeup, I believe, in this at-bat, maybe. Does he go back to his bread and butter? The 3-2. Lays off the breaking ball. And it's a 2-out walk for Davis Gillespie.
Oh, however this turns out, if you're Southern Miss, you got to be really pleased with this first inning.
There's Ben Higdon. Left on left here. You can see the sun is going to be a factor early in this game right now. Kleinschmidt has it right in his face at the moment. And these outfielders will have to navigate it probably for another 30 minutes or so. Higdon, the redshirt senior. This is his third school. Memphis, then Kentucky. And now it's Southern Miss. Battles here, gets a piece of it, and the count moves to 1-1. Ethan Kleinschmidt, the junior from Mount Angel, Oregon, went to John F. Kennedy High School. The pitch. Right on, it fouls it back. And it's 1-2. Last year for Kleinschmidt, it was 17 games, all of them in a starting role. On 8-5 with a 3.56 ERA. Part of this great Oregon State rotation last year and, of course, this year. And it's rolled into right field for a base hit. Gillespie will stop at second. And Southern Miss with 2 outs looking to add on after the early homer from Joey Urban.
You nailed it, Ryland. Like midway through Joey Urban's at bat, this was not looking very promising for Southern Miss. And then he takes that 2-strike offering and drives it into the right field berm. And next thing you know, USM's putting an inning together.
And then it's a lefty and Higdon there. These lefties will be challenged tonight with Kleinschmidt, and just a great piece of hitting as now Dre Barrett will stand in. Barrett played hero last night in Southern Miss's opener. And the walk-off hit. Golden Eagles able to outlast Purdue. And this is fouled back. And Kleinschmidt quickly gets ahead 0-2.
This game's got some juice, Ryland, already. You can feel it.
2 fan bases that travel so well. They were loud last night. Here they are again, showing out early as Kleinschmidt picks up the strikeout to finish off this top of the first. Not before Joey Urban goes deep. Urban with a long ball, and Southern Miss has an early advantage. It's 1-0 at the Round Rock Classic on this Saturday night.
On Judgment Day, I won't fade away. I'll be pushing on. Till my dying day, I won't give it all away. I'll be pushing on. Yeah. I'll be pushing on. Yeah.
The Round Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud sponsor of the Round Rock Classic. Visit GoRoundRock.com for up-to-date information on events, concerts, and activities. 1-0 lead here for Southern Miss as we go to the bottom of the first. And here's how Oregon State will look this evening as their offense. Easton Talt last night coming up with a clutch hit. Jacob Galloway had a great at-bat that seemed to spark this Oregon State team. A sacrifice fly at a time when runs were tough to come by last night. So the Beavers still trying to find their footing and identity offensively early in this season. For Southern Miss, they turn to Graydon Harris. Harris, the southpaw, a sophomore from Greenwell Springs, Louisiana. Harris 16 games last year as a freshman. 15 of those were in starts. Went 5-3 with a 3.39 ERA. So he'll face A.J. Singer here. It was Joey Urban with a solo homer in the top of the inning to give Southern Miss the early lead. And for Graydon Harris, his first outing against Santa Barbara a week ago. 3 innings, 5 hits. It was 4 earned, walked 1 and struck out 4. And he'll pound the zone to start his night.
They feel like Graydon Harris, really talented through a lot as a true freshman. And you talk to people around Southern Miss, they feel like it's his time. He can really emerge this year, and they're going to need that. He would really add a lot to this rotation.
Here's our umpiring crew for game number 2 on this Saturday. He's calling balls and strikes of the A.J. Wendell. John Brammer down at first. Blake Felix at second. And over at third, it's Christopher Griffith. So that'll miss from Harris. A.J. Singer, 5 for 21 to begin the year as this is up and away. And the count will move to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think you can kind of see both sides of it already, right? For Harris, it's a great arm, right? I mean, it's 91 to 93 from the left side. 2 pitches perfectly located, and then 2 fastballs that were sprayed.
On the inner half, he gets Singer looking. And Harris with a backwards K to open his evening. As Easton Talt coming up, the defense behind Harris tonight. And this is how it looks. Well, the constant theme here at the Round Rock Classic every year is about how this has a regional feel to it. And you get 2 ranked teams tonight. A guy in Harris who, this is year number 2. His first pitch to Talt is over and in for strike 1. And this is one of those early starts that feels more like April or May than it does February.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, this is, sign me up for this every time. By the way, Graydon Harris, nothing but heaters so far. Like, just, here you go, boys.
Come and get it. The 0-2. One looking, one swinging here for Graydon Harris.
Yeah, I mean, left on left, that's going to be a handful. It's kind of a sidearm slot, and it's one of those low release height fastballs with some ride and carry.
So deceptive, and now Ryan Hayes, the right-handed bat, hops in. We had 2 lefties toe the rubber to start game number 1 today between Baylor and Purdue. And now we get another treat in this second game. The 1-0. Popped out of play.
You know, Christian Ostrander in the offseason, in the fall, was very open and honest about Graydon Harris. He just felt like the next step for him is a higher strike percentage and improved secondaries. And that's why they feel like he can make a jump this spring, is that those two things, those boxes are getting checked.
Thought he found the zone there. It's too low. 93. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
And he's similar to Kleinschmidt. It's 75% fastball. That's how good of a pitch it is.
Hayes fouls another one away. Nyan Hayes getting the start in the 3-hole tonight. I was at Grambling State. This is his 4th stop in college baseball. Howard College, Arkansas State, Grambling State, and now here with the 11th ranked Beavers. The 2-2. What an entrance for Graydon Harris. Southern Miss's starter strikes out the side in the bottom of the 1st. 2 lefties going to battle here on this Saturday night at the Round Rock Classic.
There must be some kind of way out of here. Said I'm jumping to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessman, drink my wine. Come and drink my herb. Level on the line. Nobody other is worth.
Strong deep center field. Torres chasing. It is gone, and the party is on in the Hub City. This ball yanked into right field. Matthew Russo comes in clutch again. People off the bat of Stockman, and it is gone.
The Round Rock Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball, covering every game from coast to coast. D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without.
I don't know how you watch a college game without it. Rylan, I'm over here with 4 windows open at any one time, 1 for players on both teams, live scores.
It's the only way to do it, and find stories about all these guys on the field tonight and all weekend. Kendall Rogers doing such a great job, and man, this has been an electric first 3 games, and now this being number 4. That first inning had some extra juice. Joey Urban, a solo homer to get Southern Miss started, and then Graydon Harris comes out and strikes out the side, and Ethan Kleinschmidt, despite giving up the homer, showed off why he is one of the best pitchers in the country. So facing Kyle Morrison to begin this second. Gets ahead 0-1 and then misses up and away.
I feel like Kleinschmidt has added a cutter, because that slider that's kind of 77 to 81, that feels like what he had last year, but he's got something in the mid-80s that's cutterish.
The 1-1.
Wow. There it is. We'll call that a pitch of interest to me, Rylan, right there.
We'll investigate further.
Yes, please.
A deep breath and the 1-2. High hopper. Singer now waits back on it. Unleashes quickly, and there's 1 away.
So fun when you have 2 programs like this where there's just so much pedigree. Like these 2 clubs, when they take the field, there is 100% expectation that they're going to win that game. Like this is, they're backing down from no one.
Well, it's fitting this is the matchup here on this Saturday night in prime time. And of course, the winner will be on the fast track to taking home the Round Rock Classic. First offering here to Tucker Stockman is down and out for ball one. And back to the heater. And it's right by him. Haven't fully analyzed the performance last night from Dax Whitney before we move on, because I think it deserves some more airtime here, as this is hooked foul. And so the count now 1-2, but the number of times you heard people say after last night's game, I've never seen anything like that. You just kept hearing it from people, including Baylor head coach Mitch Thompson, who unfortunately had to be on the other end of it. It was impressive.
It was bonkers, yeah. I mean, it was first pick in the draft type of stuff.
That's up and away. And so the count will shift to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I caught myself thinking, if Dax Whitney was eligible for this draft, would people take him over Rock Chalowski? I mean, the answer is really no, because you're taking the shortstop every time. But for 2027, there's no doubt who the #1 prospect in that draft class is.
Well, he was touching 99 there late in that outing. I mean, we were in the 7th inning, and he's still revving it up. Count runs full. Kleinschmidt's pitch.
Yeah, I just, obviously we were here, and other people that didn't see it for whatever reason, weren't on the stream, etc. You texting them, I'm like, it was more 99s than 96s. I mean, think about how crazy that is.
And he credited after the game to some adjustments he made on Thursday, getting ready as the payoff pitch. Fouled away again.
How about USM's got Kleinschmidt up at 32 pitches? There's our guy.
Dax Whitney.
It's not pitched with eye black on, just to be clear. That's
tonight.
The day after. Supporting his teammate Ethan Kleinschmidt.
It's one of the great parts of this classic, is that when you see a team back-to-back years like Oregon State, you saw Whitney last year early on, and now you see the development.
Wow.
Going into his 2nd year.
Wasn't that bat by Tucker Stockman? Let's go.
Stockman battling here against Kleinschmidt. Left-hander's already at 34 pitches. Southern Miss got the 1-out homer from Joey Urban, and then put 2 on with 2 out, but did not score another run in that 1st inning. And Kleinschmidt puts him away. Goes back to old reliable, and that's his 3rd punch out of the night.
6th swing and miss on that fastball. And again, like, it's coming. He throws it 70% of the time. USM is a really good team, and that pitch still creates swing and miss at 91 to 92 miles an hour.
So here's the 9-hitter Ty Long. Long will take beneath the zone for ball 1. Long, the starting shortstop to begin the year for Southern Miss. He was a 2-way guy last year. 1-0, punched foul. Sophomore from Ripley, Mississippi. It's a 2-way guy last year. He could still pitch. I've not seen him on the mound quite yet in 2026. 1-1. And there goes his bat. Watch out. Into the Oregon State dugout. We don't have exit velocity on that.
It's not a good feeling, though.
No.
No one ever in the history of baseball has tried to do that. That is disconcerting.
Sinker at 91 at the top of the zone there, and it fooled him. See what Kleinschmidt comes back with here as he rocks and deals. Plenty of whiffs to start this game for Ethan Kleinschmidt. That's his 4th strikeout. Retires the side here in this second. A nice response after allowing a run in the first. You're watching the Round Rock Classic on D1 Baseball. The Round Rock Classic is brought to you by Karbach Brewing Company. Karbach Brewing Company, crafted for fun. Please drink responsibly. Home half of the second inning, Southern Miss with a 1-0 lead. Joey Urban, a solo homer to get things started for the Golden Eagles. And so back to the mound, it's Graydon Harris. He struck out the side in the first frame. And he's on his way to trying, or attempting to break last night's record by Dax Whitney. He's got a long ways to go. But it was an impressive first frame from the southpaw. And as he'll turn and fire in this first pitch to Ryan Vandenbrink. Now that's a called strike. Vandenbrink, the redshirt freshman. This is down and in, and the count evens at 1-1.
So interesting for Oregon State. You know, you've got a redshirt freshman like this. You've got a freshman class that you like. You also have 6 seniors in this lineup. A lot of those are transfers. Or I shouldn't say a lot of those are transfers, but a couple of those are transfers.
When you think of the makeup of this lineup tonight, you got Vandenbrink in there, who last year did not play, and he's in the 5-hole for Oregon State. And a guy with so much potential. Graydon Harris paints one on the outer edge.
Change up at 85, huh?
4 strikeouts. Now this one was fading away from him. Got caught up, couldn't decide, and ends up being a punch out. So here's Jacob Galloway now.
You'd see Graydon Harris is settling in here. It's interesting. Graydon Harris was primarily the Sunday starter for USM last year, and they won his last 7 starts, including a regional game coming through the losers bracket against Columbia. So it makes a ton of sense that this is his year to take that next leap. Now, the nice thing is he doesn't have to be Friday night because you got Colby Allen that can take that slot, but a lefty with arm strength and a unique release height and a lot of really valuable experience last year.
Colby Allen yesterday went 5 innings, 1 run, and it was unearned. He was terrific. This is lifted in the air right field line. Into the corner goes Higdon, and doesn't have a play on it. And so the count now 1-2 here to the lefty. And it was brought up in the post-game presser last night how important the at-bat was for Jacob Galloway. Battled, and on the 10th pitch he saw sacrifice fly into center field. And on a night where you knew scoring runs was going to be at a premium, it was Galloway's plate appearance that really lifted the spirits of this Oregon State offense. As now he'll send this one down the right field side. Higdon's not going to get to it. It'll bounce up against the fence. And strolling into second with a double is Jacob Galloway.
This is a really, I think, fun and interesting rebound season for Jacob Galloway. Left-handed hitter, catcher, was really good for 2 years at USC. Hit .365 his freshman year, 17 doubles his sophomore year. For whatever reason, transfers to Texas A&M last year, and it went very poorly. And, you know, of course, A&M had a very tough season overall. But there's a good player in there in Jacob Galloway, and I think he's going to find it in Corvallis.
It's Cooper Vance to bat for Oregon State. First offering from Harris, too far inside, ball one. Vance, the transfer from Eastern Michigan. Morrison trying to keep him close at second as this is blistered into left for a single. Galloway will put on the brakes at third. And it's men on the corners for the Beavers. So the night starts with 4 strikeouts from Graydon Harris. Then Jacob Galloway sits on a 2-strike slider, belts it down the right field line, and then Cooper Vance with solid contact into left field. And now Oregon State with an opportunity to tie this up.
Boy, this is really an interesting matchup too, because Craig is a guy that, you know, it's been all or nothing. Tons of power, obviously. He's 270 pounds, a lot of punch outs. He will also be a candidate for a double play.
Take the first offering outside for ball one.
And I think these are the type of scenarios early in the season where if you're Mitch Canham, their head coach, you're trying to figure out what is the identity of our offense? How do we score runs?
The 1-0. Chopper, third baseline foul. Craig, another senior in this lineup, very experienced. Galloway on third, Vance on first. On a night like tonight, a sacrifice fly could end up finding the ground because of the wind. Nothing will come easy for these outfielders. Everything in the air is going to move around a bunch. So this is outside.
Boy, Graydon Harris's fastball really jumps around on hitters. He is a very unique look with real arm talent.
2 balls and a strike to Craig. He got tied up there. Check down at first. And then the count's 2-2. He did go around. One out, bottom of the second. Men on the corners for Oregon State. The 2-2. And the Southern Miss faithful thought that was strikeout number 5.
I like the enthusiasm. That's clearly in, but love it. Wonder if you send the runner here.
Day off pitch. Bounced foul.
Well, if you're Mitch Canham, this is really difficult because Harris is a lefty. If you run, you could get picked off, you know, but if you don't run, you could ground into a double play and this place comes unglued. It's tricky choices.
Vance off of first, a look over there, and now he'll toss that way.
And that's smart by Harris. Just show them the move because, you know, when you're running on a lefty, you're not reading it. You're just guessing. It's first movement, foot comes up, you're gone. If he picks, you just got to get in a rundown.
There we go again, the pitch. Right by him. That's 5 strikeouts for those keeping track at home. And Graydon Harris needed a swing and a miss in this spot.
Yeah, and there's no trickery there. That's just Graydon Harris saying my fastball is better than you, period.
That was middle.
Yeah.
Now it's Adam Haight to bat.
Now that pitch right there, that he can fastball in from a lefty like Harris on a right-hand hitter. He could throw that all day long. He could tell you it's coming. There's nothing you can do about it.
Haight getting the start tonight. This is his third. Looking for his first hit of 2026, and it's fouled back.
I would think Mitch Canham will start the runner here at some point. 2 outs and 2 strikes, and Haight not in a good place in this at bat. I think you'd want to create something.
Does not feel like the second inning right now with this pitch coming up. These crowds are into it. The 0-2. Down and in.
Boy, credit Graydon Harris, regardless of how this turns out. I mean, you give up a double and a single in a real short window there, and now you're 1 pitch away from getting in the dugout with a 0.
A deep breath and the pitch. Runner going. And it's tapped third base line, and this will dribble foul.
So change-up again.
Three fastballs and then goes to the changeup. What does he do here on pitch number 5? Southern Miss scored first. Oregon State trying to strike back the pitch. That's up and in.
I think if Adam Haight could do that again, he might have held his ground and won that one. And I say that because strikeout is always in play here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The kick and the pitch. Graydon Harris feeding off this Southern Miss crowd. 2 innings, 6 strikeouts. You do the math. Plenty of swings and misses. And we'll go to the 3rd here from Dell Diamond. Southern Miss still in control, 1-0.
You've spent years building a life worth protecting. The long days, the late nights, the people who matter most. But life, it doesn't wait. It throws curveballs and changes the count without warning. Planning ahead isn't playing defense. It's thinking about the long game. When life gets out of your hands, that's when experience leads. At Robbins Estate Law, we help Texas families plan ahead with confidence. Robbins Estate Law. Protecting what matters most.
Want to stay up to date with the Round Rock Classic all year round? Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Carbach RRC. To the 3rd inning we go. 1-0 Southern Miss has the lead. That guy's telling all of his friends about what Graydon Harris has been up to early in this game. 2 innings, 6 strikeouts. Got into some trouble there, but able to go back to the K. Swings and misses against both Jacob Craig and Adam Haight, and he gets out of the jam.
This is fun. I mean, this tournament by nature has a postseason feel, but it really has that feel when you have these 2 teams, these 2 fan bases, and these 2 left-handers on the mounds.
So Ethan Kleinschmidt back out for Oregon State. Top of the order to bat for the Golden Eagles, as Caleb Stelly will lead things off. Stelly struck out against Kleinschmidt to begin this game. And slices this out of play. Stelly, Joey Urban, Matthew Russo due up here for Southern Miss in the 3rd. And that's in there for a strike. Caleb Stelly, a phenomenal open to the year. Southern Miss's table setter, as this is high. Last night it was 2 for 5 against Purdue. Run scored as well. So lean back into his stance. And the 1-2. And Kleinschmidt powers it by him. Now Kleinschmidt, he's up to 5 strikeouts now after 2 1/3.
And this cutter slider. I think that's a cutter. It's 86, so it's not his normal fastball. I'm calling that a cutter.
So it'll be Joey Urban to bat now. Urban with the opposite field homer to break open the scoring in this game. And for Urban, it was his 2nd of the year. He's got 5 RBIs now through his first 6 games. And the 0-1. And it's bounced foul. Take a look at that first inning home run. Just snuck out of here to right.
Yeah, what a great piece of hitting, though. 2 strikes, and Kleinschmidt was cruising. Huge swing.
Transfer from Butler. 2nd year, though, at Southern Miss. Waves at the off speed. So Kleinschmidt now with 6 strikeouts.
And now, 2nd time through the order, he's starting to mix and not be so fastball dependent. That looks like a changeup right there.
He sees a couple sliders, cutters to begin that at bat, and then a changeup fading away from him. Left on left here with Matthew Russo. Goes after the first pitch, floats it out to left. Haight coming in, he's got it. Ethan Kleinschmidt, 3 innings, 1 earned run, and he has struck out 6. Pitchers duel tonight in game number 2 on this Saturday at the Round Rock Classic. Southern Miss 1, Oregon State 0. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd. And both crowds are happy right now, cheering for a pair of Oregon State fans who just got engaged.
Wow.
So a proposal here.
Is that a Round Rock Classic record? Do we have any engagements in our?
We're going to get Wade Carpenter, who's our communications guru, and Larry Little to confirm that that is the first engagement at the Round Rock Classic. I believe it is, but I don't want to speak too soon.
First 17 strikeout performance, first engagement. Who doesn't love love?
This Classic has delivered in so many different ways. So back to the mound, Graydon Harris. And Tyler Inge will step in for Oregon State. And the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. So the formula has been pretty simple here for Harris. Just blow it by them. He's got 6 strikeouts in 2 innings. Gave up a double and a single in that 2nd, but came back with 2 strikeouts to get out of the jam. And it's a cold strike.
It's so fun because it's two lefties with unicorn fastballs where 90 and 92 for Kleinschmidt, 91 and 93 for Harris. You know it's coming. They both throw it 70% of the time, and you can't do anything about it.
Inge leaves this up.
It's so interesting because Harris has got a little cut to it. You know, it's kind of like sidearm, whereas Kleinschmidt's, I think, is more the traditional, the fastball just jumps on you.
And late on that sinker and fouls it away, and it's 2-2. Just feels like another one of those games where getting on and trying to steal the bag, base running, the little things, bunting the guy over is going to be important tonight with how productive both arms have been early in this ballgame.
Yeah, you better be opportunistic tonight because these two pitching staffs do not give you infinite opportunities to score. You're going to have a handful of windows, and you better cash in.
A lone run, a home run for Southern Miss, though, as this 3-2 is up and away. And there you go, a base runner to begin this bottom of the third for Oregon State. Tyler Inge draws a walk. And so A.J. Singer will walk up. Singer, the senior from Glendale, Arizona, at Mountain Ridge High School. Gold Glove winner last year. Struck out looking in that first frame. Squares around and twists out of the box as it came inside.
Harris does spray the ball a little bit, but his walk rate last year, 9.2%. I mean, 10%'s average, so it's better than average.
And the 1-0. Squares around, gets the bunt down, pushes it right back out in front of the mound. Harris calmly tosses to first. So Singer does a job. Inge to second. And now it's Easton Talt to bat.
What's interesting here is, you know, and again, it's against a left-handed pitcher. I don't think you can be fearful to bunt the ball in the middle of the infield there. You know, I wouldn't call Easton Talt or Nyan Hayes like these elite run producers. They're just athletic offensive players. So I think if you're Mitch Canham, if bunting and running is part of your game, you keep going here.
The first offering to Talt is down and away, and a nice job by Stockman to not let that go by him.
And I think one thing to remember, left-handed pitchers, we saw this in game one today, they fall off the mound towards third base. So the push bunt is your friend, the bunt up the first baseline.
And the 1-0 catches the zone. Tyler Inge, a leadoff walk in this third inning. Oregon State winners last night over Baylor. Final of 3-1. Southern Miss, they walked off Purdue 5-4. Our first game today, a comeback win for the Purdue Boilermakers. Weston Boyle, the walk-off single. As this is bounced over the mound, shortstop up on it long, tough play. Talt retired. To third goes Inge. And so now it's Nyan Hayes to bat. Productive out there for Talt. You'll take that if you're Oregon State.
Fun baseball play too, because Talt flies and Ty Long at shortstop for Southern Miss has got a great arm. So his arm versus Talt's feet. Long's arm wins the battle.
Talt thought he got there. The throw beat him by half a step. Now it's Hayes. And the first pitch. A little miss down and in.
And Tucker Stockman, real important right now.
A couple times.
I would imagine Inge will be very aggressive from third base.
Yeah, on that forehand, he's made two nice plays to not let a run come home.
Ooh.
Takes a little off that one and gets a swing and a miss.
How about a 1-0 changeup in a big spot? Now that is taking your pitching game to the next level.
Harris will spin and fire.
Wow.
How about another one? Went back to it. Well, now if you're Hayes, you've seen back-to-back changeups. Actually, 3 of them in this at-bat. Missed with the first one.
And the first at-bat didn't go splendidly either. The heater was 94, and wow.
Graydon Harris loves the strikeout. Goes back to it in this third. He's got 7. And Southern Miss able to remain in control as we go to the 4th. The Round Rock Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow peak.events on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball. Ranked matchup here tonight in what is game number 4 overall in the Round Rock Classic. 2 teams that won yesterday, and so far the stars of the show have been on the mound. Ethan Kleinschmidt for Oregon State, Graydon Harris for Southern Miss, and it's been Harris 3 scoreless innings. He's got 7 strikeouts, and one of the other 2 outs that was recorded was a sacrifice bunt. So really just 1 ball put in play recorded for an out. That was a ground out that Easton Talt hit into in that 3rd. As we begin this 4th, and Southern Miss will send up Davis Gillespie. Gillespie walked in his first plate appearance tonight.
This is a good time, Ryland. This has got a very much a playoff postseason feel.
Kleinschmidt will kick up, and the first pitch is hit high in the air to right. Talt over to his right, now moves well over to his left, gets underneath it and makes the catch. That might look easy at home. It's not at all. And you could see him just now before they cut back to Kleinschmidt. He was kind of looking up at the sky, just maybe wondering to himself, where is this wind moving right now? Because it's been all over the place. Obviously, it is moving down the line and right, but it's been tough on these outfielders all day. So now it's Ben Higdon to hop in, left on left. Higdon, the senior, singled back in that first inning. And Kleinschmidt will wind and fire.
Man, 2 special fastballs in this game. So fun. I mean, right there, 1-0 count in college baseball against a good team, a good hitter. You got a problem. 1-0 heater. Not these 2 guys.
So similar in their fastball profiles as well. It's the 1-1. And that's tapped down the first base side. Kleinschmidt comes off the mound. The glove flip to first. Getting fancy with it, and there's 2 away.
And a play like that, you always get so anxious for the first baseman, except for when your first baseman is 6'5", 270-pound Jacob Craig. Look, he's got to go into the line there a little bit, but yeah, that also requires the runner to make a business decision.
Yeah. Well, for Kleinschmidt too, to get that out of his glove on the move, flip it. A lot of times I feel like you'll see it, the pitcher flip that over the first baseman's head. It's just so tough to control. You have to have so much touch on it. Yeah. Perfectly done. And so there's 2 away.
There's Travis Creel, really talented. One thing about Southern Miss, their coaching staff, you know, Christian Ostrander is an exceptional head coach, but their assistant coaches, Travis Creel, Ladd Rhodes, Gunnar Leger, Ben Brewer. It's a really talented coaching staff. You meet these guys, you know, anybody who's wondering, why is Southern Miss so good in baseball? You meet these guys, you're like, okay, I get it. I 100% get it right now.
First pitch coming up here to Barrett, and that finds the zone for strike one. Got Travis Creel coaching third base tonight. As this is swung on and fouled out of play. Creel in his 7th season here with Southern Miss. Down at first base is Ben Brewer in his 5th season. 2 down in the top of the 4th. Kleinschmidt would love a 3-up, 3-down frame. And he thought he had it there, but it missed inside. He was 3 steps toward the dugout. And it's 1-2.
Coach Creel, that's a future head coach someday. Maybe someday soon. Really talented recruiter. Wow.
Kleinschmidt blows it by him. Sinker at 91. He's got 7 strikeouts tonight. 4 innings for Ethan Kleinschmidt. Just 1 blemish so far. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Southern Miss still has the lead.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
You spent years building a life worth protecting. The long days, the late nights, the people who matter most. But life, it doesn't wait. It throws curveballs and changes the count without warning. Planning ahead isn't playing defense. It's thinking about the long game. When life gets out of your hands, that's when experience leads. At Robbins Estate Law, we help Texas families plan ahead with confidence. Robbins Estate Law. Protecting what matters most.
The Carbach Round Rock Classic is a proud supporter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit roundrockclassic.net and make a donation to help us add tomorrows to those living with the disease. So it's Ryan Vandenbrink to lead things off here for Oregon State. As we kick off this home half of the 4th, Graydon Harris has gone 3 innings. He has struck out 7. On the flip side of things for Oregon State, Ethan Kleinschmidt has tossed 4 innings. He has struck out 7. So both pitchers navigating through these lineups and relying on swings and misses. Not too many balls put in play in this game so far, as Vandenbrink will get ready to go.
You know, two good bullpens, obviously, but 2 bullpens that had to get after it a little bit last night. So another part of this tournament that does reflect regional play, where it's a bunch of tight games and you don't know who's available.
This pitch will miss up and out. And for Harris, he enters this 4th inning at 51 pitches. And the one thing that comes with all these strikeouts is that the pitch count a little more elevated. So many swings and misses, although both guys attacking hitters as this is inside. Harris just the 1 walk tonight coming to begin that 3rd. So he's been around the zone.
Yeah, I think you're taken if you're Vandenbrink here, though. Like, to your point, pitch count matters. That's a smart take. The way these 2 lefties are throwing, I think both offenses feel like, I don't care who's in the pen, it's better than this.
Goes to the top of the zone this time, and now it's 3-2. The deep breath, the kick, the pitch. A little bouncer past the mound. Long comes up on it. And the throw is wide, and Vanden breaks aboard. Tough play, had to hurry. And Ty Long's been tested a couple of times, made a great play in that third inning, and now here in this fourth, just yanked the throw a little bit down the line.
Well, Vandenbrink's not a great runner, and I thought that Long did a great job like understanding who the runner was and not rushing through the ball, but then it's interesting, he rushed his throw. So it's like he didn't trust his instincts to play through the baseball there. So very interesting, and obviously in a game like this, leadoff base runners at a premium.
Oregon State now has had the leadoff man aboard in back-to-back innings. And it's Jacob Galloway to bat. He doubled in the second frame. That's a called strike.
Statistically, and I think in reality, this is Oregon State's best hitter right now. This is, if you're Harris, this is the guy.
You just watch the at-bats, and if you haven't seen Oregon State a ton, and obviously this is game number 6 of the year, but even his outs so far, the approach and at-bats have been top-notch.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, he's a senior. He's played in the Pac-12. He's played in the SEC. Jacob Galloway has seen some stuff.
The 0-2, down and away. Prepped at one of the best schools in the country at Harvard-Westlake. One of the best baseball programs in the country, that is.
You know, they've produced some players now.
Harris gets ahead, 1-2. Look over at first, and here it comes. Loop shot to the opposite field, long run for Gillespie. That's down for a hit. Galloway's 2 for 2 today, and Oregon State has first and second with nobody out in this fourth. Trying to ignite something against Graydon Harris.
I mean, obviously that ball's not scored, 74 miles an hour, but it is 2 strikes against a really talented left-handed arm, left on left. So I think, how's this game going to be won? It's a little baseball play like that where sometimes you're going to just have to flare a ball on the field against arms this talented.
Cooper Vance singled in the second inning. First baseman Russo up on the grass, expecting a bunt, and here it comes. He'll pull back. Quick snap throw down to second.
Ooh, love that from Tucker Stockman. It's the hardest base running play there is, bunt, because you need to get a good jump so you don't get taken out at the lead base. But at the same time, catchers are taught on a take of a bunt, throw behind the runner. No risk.
And now a conversation here. Mitch Canham coming out, and Oregon State wants to.
Yeah, catchers are taught this because you're throwing to an infielder who's not on the move. I mean, once the bunt is shown, the shortstop is covering the base and easy peasy.
Stockman showing off the arm strength there. First and second in this fourth inning. It was an E6 and a single to get things going in the frame. And now, after Vance squared around, pulled back, he has an opportunity here to advance both runners with a sacrifice bunt. Here comes Russo down the line at first, swinging away, a slash here. And the shortstop Long couldn't decide. He goes to first with it and just gets the out in time. Was thinking about a flip to second, but barreling down was Galloway, and so he decided to just get the sure out at first, although it wasn't so sure.
Yeah, and in fairness to Long, if you look, Morrison had already started to move towards first base for the bunt, because that's the beauty of slashes. The defense is thinking bunt, and then you pull back and swing, so you are hitting into a very vulnerable defense. So again, I think you got to credit Long for at least getting the out.
Massive first out here in this fourth, although second and third now for Oregon State. And Jacob Craig cuts through the first offering from Harris.
Yeah, and Harris dominated Craig in the first at bat. It was not close. Just the thing about Craig, he's so scary. It just takes one swing to change the game.
A fly ball to deep right. This ball carrying. This ball is gone. Jacob Craig has left the building, and Oregon State has a 3-1 lead. The Beavers get a massive swing of the bat from Craig. It's his first of 2026. In a game that we thought would be dominated by small ball, we've now seen 2 homers.
It's amazing because Craig, it was swing and miss through everything from Harris. And that's the nature of a big power hitter like that. Just the danger is always present. Boy, that's a huge swing for Jacob Craig. How about that?
Another opposite field blast. It was Joey Urban in the first for Southern Miss, and now Oregon State gets one of his own. And these Beavers fans are up and out of their seats right now. Little push bunt here from Haight. Gets it by the mound. Nobody there to cover.
Again, push bunt against the left-handed pitcher. This is so well executed. When it's done right, there's almost no defense for it. Maybe Morrison, the second baseman, can get there, but
the challenge of pushing it hard enough and angling it enough toward the first baseline, but not too far. It's got to be in the sweet spot there. And once Russo committed to it, there was no way the pitcher Harris was going to be able to cover at first. And so Oregon State, after the 3-run blast, has a man on a push bunt. And it's the 9-hitter Tyler Inge coming up, and Southern Miss will meet on the mound right now.
Yeah, and Christian Ostrander, I think he's probably saying to Graydon Harris, hey, I'm not sure you made a bad pitch this inning. I mean, it's a 2-strike infield error, and then a 2-strike flare, and then a slash, and then, you know, like there's a lot of days where Jacob Craig's ball gets caught. It just, the jet stream runs it out of here, and then a push bunt.
Inge walked in the 3rd inning. Haight off the first base bag in the first pitch. Over and in for strike 1.
You know, you got to give Jacob Craig a lot of credit. It is discouraging to swing and miss over and over and over again, and he has not gotten off to a great start. 8 strikeouts and 19 at-bats.
And there goes Haight. The throw down to second. Late. Adam Haight swipes a bag. And the Beavers have a man in scoring position for Tyler Inge.
Boy, it's it doesn't feel like there's one out. There's one out in this inning. I'm looking at the scoreboard with nobody out. There's one out.
Yeah, the 6-3 put out. This is a called strike, which almost ended up being bases loaded if they didn't get Vance at first base.
Slash is an underutilized play because it just gets the defense so out of sorts. Again, Morrison and Long, it's really hard to communicate on a play like that.
And this is low. The execution so far for Oregon State, only the 4th inning right now, but that slash was so well done. You got the push bunt, the sack bunt back in the 3rd. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Tyler Inge. And the pitch.
Well, and this is where Southern Miss, the schedule they play, the midweek games, you know, you open your season with a weekend series against UC Santa Barbara. I mean, that's a super regional type matchup. So you're behind clearly, but this is nothing that's going to spook Southern Miss.
And the payoff pitch. And bounce to the second baseman. Morrison gobbles it up. To 3rd goes Haight. And now the lineup flips. Top of the order, it's A.J. Singer to bat. Now a wild pitch, pass ball, and that's an insurance run here for Oregon State.
Yeah, Mitch Canham talking about trying to figure out the identity of their offense. Well, this 4th inning right here, this is be showing him. He's going to be showing his team that clip over and over again. 2-strike approach, 2-strike approach, execute a slash. Jacob Craig, hang in there and get your best swing off, and then a push bunt. Little things lead to the big things kind of deal.
Graydon Harris entered this 4th with 7 strikeouts. This is up and away. He's not struck anybody out in this 4th frame, though. And the pitch count rising at 75 now.
Set to preset B. I don't know what that is.
Now this is tapped out in front of the plate. Catcher Stockman will pick up, spin, and sling to first. And that'll put away the bottom of the 4th. Oregon State gets a massive swing of the bat from Jacob Craig. His first of the year is a 3-run Oppo Taco. And the Beavers now have the lead as we go to the 5th here. You're watching the Round Rock Classic on D1Baseball.com. It's our Robbins Estate Law trivia question of the night. Oh, there we go. Which baseball manager died without signing his updated will, leaving everything to a long-lost cousin?
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we'll come back to that later on in the broadcast. And it'll be Kyle Morrison to lead things off here for Southern Miss. 7-8-9 due up against Ethan Kleinschmidt, who is now pitching with the lead. It was an opposite field homer for Jacob Craig.
How about 2 home runs accounting for the score in this game? I wouldn't have guessed that.
The play-by-play guy kept saying a lot of small ball tonight, so you had to figure we'd get plenty of power.
Equally guilty there.
Although you did call that home run there from Craig, I feel like.
Sorta.
In a way.
I mean, it is, 270 pounds. You are a threat at all times.
Yeah.
How about Kleinschmidt? 10 swing and miss on the fastball. Hasn't thrown a fastball above 92 miles an hour. 10 swing and miss against a really good team.
Yeah, that first inning gives up the homer with 1 out as his 1-2 to Morrison is fouled away. And then a 2-out walk, a single, comes back with a strikeout. And you look at what he's done since that first, and since the end of the first, he's now retired the last 10 he's faced.
Yeah. These 2 left-handers, they are the real deal.
His 1-2. Morrison with a high fly ball to deep center. Hayes turning around, now squares up, comes back a few steps, and makes the catch.
37-degree launch angle on that for Morrison, which is just a tad underneath of it, but 99 miles an hour. He just missed that.
Well, the way Hayes had to play it too with the wind, he turned around there, did a nice job squaring up, finding the baseball. As you look at what Kleinschmidt has done tonight after 4 1/3. 7 punch-outs, just a pair of hits. He's got the 1 walk. And Tucker Stockman now the batter.
That's the thing for Oregon State. You know, I know people are, people are uneasy about their offense. It's still fairly unsettled, but just think about a weekend series against Oregon State. You face Dax Whitney and then this guy. That's the first 2 assignments. Good luck with that.
It's waved at. This might be up there, considered one of the best rotations in the country. After Whitney last night, Kleinschmidt has come back and been stellar. His 1-1.
Wow, this changeup for Kleinschmidt is, again, pitch of interest. Overall, Kleinschmidt 15 swing and misses. We're in the 5th inning.
63 pitches tonight. The 1-2.
I think that these Saturday left-handers for both teams, real separators. I mean, same thing. You're playing Southern Miss in a weekend series, and you see Graydon Harris throwing this invisible. You're like, that's Saturday? That's not your Friday guy?
Remarkable what Graydon Harris has done. And followed up after Colby Allen went 5 innings, 1 run. It was unearned. And now it's Kleinschmidt with his 8th strikeout tonight. Stockman went around. Ty Long coming up. It's now 11 in a row retired here for the Southpaw. Make it 12, excuse me. That one well above the zone. Long chasing there. The 0-1.
At the risk of sounding redundant, but I'm going to do it anyway, Rylan. Like, the other teams have the scouting report, right? Like, everybody in the building knows that Kleinschmidt throws 70% fastball. So what are you preparing for? Fastball. And still 12 swing and miss on that pitch.
The 0-2. Oh, yeah. Ethan Kleinschmidt is in a rhythm right now. Make it 9 strikeouts through 5 innings. Dax Whitney last night, Ethan Kleinschmidt tonight. Oregon State and their starters are on fire to begin 2026. Picture perfect Saturday night here in Round Rock, Texas, 30 minutes north of Austin. Dell Diamond, home of the Round Rock Express, AAA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. One of the premier AAA ballparks and minor league parks there is. The berm in left and right field, perfect place to watch a game or just roll around. Oregon State with a 3-1 advantage. Beavers get a 3-run homer from Jacob Craig. And their starter, Ethan Kleinschmidt, is rolling. Gave up a homer to Joey Urban in the first. But he's been basically untouchable since that first frame. We begin this bottom of the fifth, and it's the left-hander in Easton Tult who will take a called strike. Riley Cobrey alongside Mike Rooney. We had a great first game today as Baylor got out to a 5-0 lead, and Purdue rallied late behind the middle of their lineup. And Weston Boyle played hero. A walk-off single up the middle, and the Boilermakers stunned the Bears after they were walked off last night.
We don't do boring in Round Rock. That's not what we're about here, Rylan.
2 walk-offs so far in this Round Rock Classic. And the third game that we've had, it was the second game of yesterday. It was a 3-1 Oregon State win that featured 17 punch-outs for Dax Whitten. So 1-2 is down and away, and there's still one more day of action tomorrow here. Opportunity to come out if you've not been able to through the first 2 days, and we'll talk plenty about tomorrow's action later on in the broadcast. But the winner of this one with a chance to put themselves ahead here in this Round Rock Classic as Talt rolls this over. First baseman Russo stabs at it and glides to the bag for out number 1.
This is an important 0 for Harris because he's really thrown the ball beautifully. This is, in many ways, he deserves a little better fate, you know, than being down 3-1, but still, like, 3-1, very gettable for this USM offense.
Harris, through the first 3 innings tonight, struck out 7. Issued the 1 walk. And then in that 4th inning, Oregon State able to get to him. Now trying to come back in this 5th and post a 0. But that 4th inning, he had to work hard, and so he's at 82 pitches for the night, as this is a called strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, I just think if you're USM, the thing that is a little disappointing is Oregon State has struggled offensively, and you jump-started their offense in that inning. They executed beautifully from there, but that leadoff base runner really should have been an out.
Nyan Hayes in the box right now for Oregon State is the 1-2.
Ooh, that's just down.
Not a bad pitch, but below the zone.
It's a ball, but that's a nasty pitch. Just fastball at your shins.
And if the automated ball strike system existed here at the college level, we might have seen a challenge there. Would have been close. The 2-2. Outside. Hayes, a strikeout victim in the 1st and 3rd tonight. The turn and the payoff pitch. Got him looking. Nyan Hayes strikes out, and that's the 8th of the night here for Graydon Harris.
I mean, that's impressive. Maybe that's that slider. Either way, that's 3 backwards Ks for Harris tonight. I mean, you don't see that very often.
Ryan Vandenbrink, the batter. Chopper up the middle. Morrison into a dive, gets to his feet. It's late, and Vandenbrink's aboard. Great effort there from Kyle Morrison up the middle. And Jacob Galloway coming up.
Yeah, that's a nice effort just to even keep that in the infield.
Galloway double in the 2nd. Singled in that 4th.
Not interesting. Vandenbrink, redshirt freshman with 2 at-bats coming into tonight. Now, he is a catcher, so that makes sense that they're pinch running for him. But first start, and he bats 4th. That's playing a hunch right there by Mitch Canham.
Eli Grease-Smith on to run here for the Beavers. So with 2 outs, this bottom of the 5th has been extended. And Harris take his time before this first offering.
Oh, he got him.
Over to first, and they got him. And I think Grease Smith maybe thought it was a balk there, the way he froze. No doubt about it, he was out. And then we'll head to the 6th. Oregon State in control. They lead it 3-1 here at Dell Diamond as you're watching the Round Rock Classic on D1Baseball.com. The Round Rock Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. And you're watching the Round Rock Classic on D1Baseball.com. 2 starting pitchers who have traded zeros for much of the night, although Oregon State with a 3 spot in the 4th. Southern Miss got their lone run in the first frame. And so Ethan Kleinschmidt, who has retired the last 13 he's faced going back to the end of the first inning, and he's got 9 strikeouts in this game. They'll deal with the top of the order here, Caleb Stelly to lead things off. And it's a breaking ball for strike 1.
How about that, huh?
Pounds the zone again, it's 0-2. Third baseman Vance, step or 2 toward the line right now. First baseman and Craig to his right. 2-strike pitch. And it was Stelly just trying to make contact any way he could. Stelly has struck out twice in this game. Came into tonight 7 for his first 20. That's good for a .350 average. The 0-2. More of the same here from Ethan Kleinschmidt. He's reached double digits. That's his 10th strikeout.
Just that fastball up above your hands for Kleinschmidt. I mean, just you're not getting to it. It's got to be a take pitch, which is easy to say.
Looks so enticing and not near the zone. Stelly goes after it, trying to protect there on 0-2. And so here's Joey Urban.
Urban and Stelly, I think it's the beauty of the Southern Miss offense is they can do anything, right? They can be on base, they can run, they can hit you a double, they can leave the yard, as Urban proved. But right now, USM needs Urban on base. Let Matthew Russo impact this game somehow.
And 0-1 is above the zone. And yeah, 14 in a row retired now. For Southern Miss, feels like you need a quality at-bat here and just find a way on by any means. Doesn't feel like Kleinschmidt's going to give you a free pass. Issued that walk in the first, but really since then, he's just attacked the zone.
Yeah. advantage count for USM here. They haven't had a ton of them recently, so there's a chance to do something.
And the 2-1.
Good take. I mean, that's the thing about Joey Urban. You talked to Christian Ostrander about him. It's just like, that's what a professional hitter looks like, right? This is, you feel fortunate he's still in college, maybe because it's the shortened draft, the minor leagues are smaller, but man, you need a quality AB. This is the dude.
And a 3-1. Couldn't have located that any better.
Yeah, curveball away, right? Like curveball on the black.
The payoff pitch. And Urban gets a hold of one deep out to center on the move. Hayes, he'll reach out. It's by him off the wall.
Hey now.
Here comes Urban around second. He's trying to leg out a triple and will. A homer in the first, a triple in the sixth. Joey Urban. We knew he was a key to this Southern Miss lineup. And tonight, he's been their main source of offense.
What an at-bat that was. I mean, you drive up the pitch count, you stay off the off-speed stuff, you get up there trying to go fastball in. They miss middle away, and he hammers that ball 104 miles an hour into right center. Now Matthew Russo gets a chance to do something in this game.
Kleinschmidt trying to get through this sixth and keep it at a 3-1 Oregon State lead.
Wow.
A liner into left. That'll get Urban home. And Southern Miss has made this a one-run game. They have gotten to Ethan Kleinschmidt after he retired 14 in a row. A triple from Urban. Russo to the opposite field for a single.
Matthew Russo, I mean, that's such a veteran at bat right there. It's so much more than one run too, right? Like Matthew Russo is the heartbeat and the personality of your team, and he drives in that run. You get one run closer, but what a pro at bat. Not trying to do too much, just collect that run, keep the train moving.
Davis Gillespie will be the batter here for Southern Miss. Oregon State has a right-hander loosening in their bullpen. Still only one out in this sixth inning. That's Zach Kamatz warming up right now for the Beavers. First pitch is low for ball one. Gillespie, a walk in the first. He flew out to right in the fourth.
Two great at-bats back-to-back right there. This is smart visit by pitching coach Rich Dorman of Oregon State.
He'll come out and talk with Kleinschmidt. Again, 10 strikeouts tonight for Kleinschmidt.
I just think, you know, it's back-to-back elite at-bats from USM. The building's getting going, and then you go 1-0. Perfect time to let your guy catch a breath. This is so fun, Rylan. Again, this is me talking. Two schools where the #1 sport is baseball. Again, that's Mike Rooney's opinion. I'm just saying, like, these are two awesome baseball programs.
And you can tell it tonight with these fan bases. So Kleinschmidt now, his first pitch after the conversation, pounds the zone, and it's 1-1.
I'll tell you, the other thing that's huge about this inning for Southern Miss is I don't know how much more Ethan Kleinschmidt we're getting. This is probably it. Unless this is a double play ball.
And the 1-1. Caught the zone. It's 1-2. Well, Joey Urban, after Stelly struck out to begin this sixth, gets a payoff pitch that he sends out to right center and triples on as the 1-2 is roped. Left field, hooking, and this is onto the berm and gone. The momentum has swung. And the Southern Miss dugout has taken all of it. Davis Gillespie, a 2-run homer. And we've got a 4-3 Southern Miss lead in this sixth. Wow.
Wow is right. How about these 3 at-bats? 112 miles an hour. It's 18-degree launch. 18 degrees.
Cuts it through the wind, down the line and left. And it looks like this will be all for Ethan Kleinschmidt on a night where he was dynamite for most of the night. A tough first inning, gives up a homer, but works out of trouble. Goes on to retire 14 in a row. Southern Miss with a triple from Urban, a Russo single to make it a 1-run game, and then it's Davis Gillespie to give the Golden Eagles the lead again. We'll go ahead and take a break for the pitching change. Don't go away. Having fun on this Saturday night at Dell Diamond at the Round Rock Classic.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
It was a simple idea. I wanted to make a bottle for myself that I could use for everything. It needed to keep my drinks cold, have the ability to mix my favorite drinks, and be easy to carry and clean. I didn't realize how many people would love their ice shaker and how it would change their lives.
Hi, I'm Chris Gronkowski, former NFL player and the creator of Ice Shaker. I created Ice Shaker to help us all live an active and healthy lifestyle.
Grab you an ice shaker today.
We remain in this top of the sixth here from Dell Diamond. Southern Miss has retaken the lead. It's 4-3. And we'll see Zach Kamatz, the Albuquerque, New Mexico native, get the baseball. So Ethan Kleinschmidt is done tonight, and his final line sounds like this: 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. He walked 1, and he struck out 10. And for Kleinschmidt, he'll have a sour taste in his mouth with the way this one ended, but for the majority of this outing, he was dominant until this sixth, as a triple, a single, and a homer got to him, and he had to exit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ethan Kleinschmidt, if you're a Beaver fan, like, you're not trading Ethan Kleinschmidt for anybody or anything, but you just that's what you get. That's why these matchups feel like a regional or super regional. You're playing a really good team.
So now it's Ben Higdon to face Zach Kamatz. Kamatz, this is his third outing, inning and a third, 4 hits, 4 runs allowed, 3 earned to start the year. Bounced foul, third base line.
Yeah, Kamat's interesting. His older brother Jacob was an all-time great Beaver. Pitched on some really good teams several years ago, and it's sidearm, so there's a lot of sink, but it'll get up to 95 too. It's a lot of fastballs.
And that's up and in. And then it's 2 balls and a strike. Komat's last year, 18 appearances, all out of the bullpen. 2-0 with a 4.05 ERA. First base out of the rubber, and it's swung on and rocked on the ground. Second baseman Singer handles and tosses to first. There's the second out of this sixth. Well, that's a Gold Glover over there. And it was right at him, goes to a knee, and able to retire Higdon as Dre Barrett coming up.
Yeah, you're a Beaver pitcher and you feed A.J. Singer, that's going to treat you well. That will end well.
First pitch to the righty is tapped foul. So the sophomore Dre Barrett, 2 strikeouts in this game.
I'll tell you, Davis Gillespie is not the most famous player at Southern Miss, but he is a great story. Was tremendous as a freshman a couple years ago. Played every day, 19 doubles, 8 home runs, hit 318, 907 OPS, and didn't quite get every day at bats last year. Hit 242. He played a lot. You know, how many guys stick around, and now he's going to be a really important bat for these guys.
A bouncer along the third base line. It just turns foul. Was talking to some of the folks who are here with Southern Miss prior to today's game. Played most of the year last year, about 2/3 of the season, and then really wasn't in the lineup as much, Davis Gillespie, late in the year. And now here he is in the cleanup spot, coming up with the biggest swing of the bat in this game.
Yeah, and again, whoever wins this game, this is, when we get to May and we're talking about resumes, we're going to be talking about this game. Like, this is a huge W on your resume. Whoever can come up with it.
Komatz misses downstairs with his 0-2. For those just joining us in this top of the sixth, Southern Miss has taken the lead as this is rolled up the middle, and right there for it is Singer and on to first. The Golden Eagles get an RBI single from Matthew Russo, and then Davis Gillespie, a laser out to left. And now it's a 4-3 lead for Southern Miss as we go to the home half of the sixth at the Round Rock Classic. To make us look a little better. Yeah. Let's go to our Robbins Estate Law trivia. As which baseball manager died without signing his updated will, leaving everything to a long-lost cousin?
Feels like something Billy Martin.
It's got to be Billy Martin. We'll get the answer here in a moment, and it is Billy Martin. So you're 2 for 2 today.
I was about to slander the Yankees for a second.
If it isn't signed, it isn't real, even in the big leagues. Again, that's our Robbins Estate Law trivia for the day. And so we'll call the bullpen for Southern Miss, as the Golden Eagles will turn to Cole Richardson, the 6'5" sophomore from Ellisville, Mississippi. So Graydon Harris's night is done, and Harris, plenty of strikeouts in this game. That 4th inning, Oregon State started to figure some things out. Jacob Craig with a big home run, but it was a great night for Graydon Harris.
Yeah, heck yeah. This is, there you could see the talent's obvious, and just every time out he's taking a little step, and you know, lefty with a swing and miss fastball. That's a great start. Great place to start.
Final line tonight for Harris: 5 innings, 6 hits, it was 3 runs, but only 2 were earned, a walk and 8 strikeouts. And again, for both lefties tonight, their command of the zone, both of them walking 1 apiece. They were terrific in this game. Fortunately, one of them might have to head home with a loss, and as of right now, it looks like it could be Ethan Kleinschmidt.
Yeah, but for both teams, it's kind of like one swing game, like one big swing.
Jacob Galloway to lead things off. Galloway with a double back in the second, and he singled in that 4th, came around to score. So Richardson takes the mound. Turn and fire this first pitch, and it's above the zone for ball 1. And for Cole Richardson, this is appearance number 2. He's got an inning of work under his belt here in 2026. 1 hit, did not allow a run. And that'll bounce in here to Galloway. So Galloway somehow seemed unaffected by the lefty on the mound. I mean, his at-bats tonight have been great. And he's 2 for 2 with a double and a single.
Yeah, he's been, I mean, off to a great start. Another one of those guys, easy to pull for the guys where, you know, he got his teeth kicked in pretty good at Texas A&M last year. And so for him to get off to this great start with Oregon State and remind us that, hey, he did have 17 doubles a couple years ago. He did it 365 as a true freshman.
Richardson flashed a changeup on the pitch before. Looked like a breaking ball there that misses the zone. And so the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. No kick and deal. And Galloway draws a walk to begin this bottom of the 6th.
3-1 changeup, huh?
Well, he tossed one in for a called strike. That was fading to the outer edge of the plate. Went back to it here. That one dipping low, and that'll be Cooper Vance to bat for Oregon State. And the last time Vance was in there, he was slashing, ended up grounding out to the shortstop Ty Long, but Galloway on that play moved up to second, and that'll be a quick night here for Cole Richardson. So 1 batter, that's all. And Southern Miss goes to their bullpen again. They've got a 4-3 lead in this home half of the 6th inning. And the chess match has begun here for both these head coaches. Camden Sundstrom takes the mound here as we stay in this bottom of the 6th. A sophomore from Baton Rouge. Will enter with a man on first and nobody out. And Southern Miss scoring 3 times in the top of the inning to take the lead. This game far from over though. Beavers took the lead back in the 4th. Southern Miss getting it right back moments ago. And so now Sundstrom's turn, and we knew the bullpens were going to play a big part tonight. 2 great lefties on the mound. 1-run game, and we'll see what both these head coaches do the rest of the way here as they mix and match.
Gunnar Leger on the left there next to Christian Ostrander. Again, as good of a pitching duo as you're going to find in college baseball. Gunnar Leger was a tremendous left-hander at Louisiana, and really, like, you know, kind of one of those young coaches that gets all the data. Christian Ostrander's pitching reputation is long-standing. And Sundstrom, hey, he's probably the Tuesday starter for USM, and it's a huge role because they play a bunch of SEC schools on Tuesdays.
First pitch of the night from Sundstrom as Vance tries to get the bunt down and pops it up foul.
You love the redemption stories in college baseball. I think about Jacob Galloway, off to a great start. Davis Gillespie, how cool is that? Lose your job at the end of last year on a team that hosts a regional.
They're over to first, and back to the bag goes Galloway. This game has had a little bit of everything. We're only in the 6th. Vance squares around again. Slashing and chops it into left. So first and second for Oregon State. And deja vu here in this 6th inning, as Cooper Vance looked like he was going to bunt. Not so fast.
Well, and think about that. You bunt. See how close Barrett was? I mean, Barrett's way on the grass, so you're getting to hit into a vulnerable infield, and that's exactly what Dre Barrett should be doing. You got to respect the bunt with a leadoff, and that, again, that's where the leadoff walk is so problematic for an offense like Oregon State that is really more opportunistic than they are starting their own run scoring opportunities.
So Jacob Craig will bat. Swing and a miss to start him off. Sundstrom goes with a slider. And I just want to recognize Dre Barrett there, because as a third baseman, there's nothing more terrifying than sprinting down the line thinking there's a bunt coming, and then the guy pulls back and he's swinging away.
Wow, look at that slider, huh?
Craig, who homered back in the 4th inning. The kick and the pitch. Bounces in, gets away from Stockman. And now they're going to have, in a rundown, Cooper Vance between first and second.
Oh, great pick by Barrett right there.
So Galloway dancing around. Galloway's retired. Vance will scoot up to second. And so Stockman keeps it in front and then goes to first. And you mentioned it, I believe it was Barrett who picked that on the throw from first to third, and that was huge. That gets away, and all of a sudden it's second and third, or a run possibly scores.
Yeah, Tucker Stockman gets all the credit, right? Because he has the great block that kicks this off. And then just he does a great job assessing who's off. And then, yeah, Russo kind of short arms it there. Dre Barrett picks his guy up. That's well executed.
So that's the first down of this bottom of the 6th.
Wow.
Big time pitch from Camden Sundstrom.
The changes in momentum in this game have been a blast. Where Oregon State leadoff walk, you got something cooking. USM plays their signature great defense. Sundstrom with a wicked slider that Craig is going to struggle with.
Adam Haight now, Oregon State's 8-hitter, with a man on second and 2 outs in this 6th. And just yanks that one outside for ball 1.
And that happens sometimes. You throw a really good slider like Sundstrom, and next thing you know, your fastball starts wanting to act like it. Start yanking that pitch too.
Well, Southern Miss gets out of this inning. Those fans on the first base line are going to erupt. You just mentioned the momentum swings, and feels like we may have just had one. And again, Stockman keeping it in front. What a massive first out. And then he comes back, gets the strikeout, the 1-1. Bouncer up the middle. Ty Long there for it. A fist pump at first from Matthew Russo. And there were plenty of those coming from the crowd behind the Southern Miss dugout. 2 on, nobody out for Oregon State, and the Golden Eagles get out of the jam. They'll head to break, going to the 7th here at Dell Diamond in a 1-run game.
You spent years building a life worth protecting. The long days, the late nights, the people who matter most. But life, it doesn't wait. It throws curveballs and changes the count without warning. Planning ahead isn't playing defense. It's thinking about the long game. When life gets out of your hands, that's when experience leads. At Robbins Estate Law, we help Texas families plan ahead with confidence. Robbins Estate Law. Protecting what matters most.
Whether it's cold beer, iced tea, or spring water you are craving, Brown Distributing Company has been delivering quality beverages and servicing the Austin area for over 50 years. Brown Distributing is a proud cornerstone partner of the Round Rock Classic. And our friends at Brown Distributing were in the building last night, sampling some drinks down on the first base concourse.
Sound like good people to know.
Great people to know. Yeah, the best. And so as we go to this 7th inning, Southern Miss maintains the lead. About 4 minutes ago, I don't think a lot of people in this building thought Southern Miss would still have the lead, but they get out of first and second with nobody out. And we go to this top of the 7th. Kamat's back out here for Oregon State, and his first pitch will miss for ball 1.
This is a good time. Last 3 innings of a game like this with teams of this caliber. Yes, sir. Sign me up, please.
Kyle Morrison to try and start things off, and he gets ahead 2-0 as Kamatz will miss again. It's 3-0.
Definitely this game has that heavyweight fight feel where the momentum just back and forth. You land a punch, they land a punch, back and forth.
Right over for a called strike, and it's 3-1.
I mean, Kamatz, it's just 92-93 over and over again from a very unique arm slot.
Here's the kick in the 3-1. Morrison in the hitter's count, swinging away. And Kamatz trying to come back here after falling behind. Morrison rolls it over. Second baseman a step to his left. That's Singer. Easy play for him, and there's one down in the 7th. I'll bring up Tucker Stockman. Kamatz from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Went to Sandia High School. Guy that grew up knowing what it's like to pitch at elevation. First offering is a called strike. And he gets ahead 0-1.
Most famous baseball player from Albuquerque, in my opinion, Rylan? Go Alex Bregman.
Okay. I'm trying to, there's a few others.
So Oregon State's got a nice pipeline. So you had Jacob Kamatz, then you had Naden May, who was a big time arm for them, and now, of course, Zach Kamatz.
Swing and a miss. Comes back with the heater. I'll give you Bregman. Mitch Garver, another one.
It's a good one. Good call. He's a Lobo. He was a UNM Lobo.
He was. This comes inside, and it got him. Komatz on the mound there was thinking maybe he leaned in, but that was a fastball that came right into the hands there of Stockman, and he'll wear it. And Southern Miss with a man aboard and 1 out.
Yeah, this is winning baseball right here. You're in a 2-strike count, and that is, you just hold your ground. Absolutely held his ground, knowing that's going to hurt. That will hurt tomorrow. That will hurt next week.
He'll take it if Southern Miss can get a win tonight. And he's a catcher. He knows what that feels like.
Yeah, if you're a catcher, it's not whether you're hurt, it's a matter of how hurt. All right, here we go. A little pinch hitter, Seth Smith.
So Smith will enter here. And for Seth Smith, was in the starting lineup yesterday for Southern Miss. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI. Also scored a run.
My guess is USM, you know, it's kind of like quarterback, right? Like, you don't love platooning shortstop. It's like it's right in the middle of the defense, but whoever wins this competition between Long and Smith, the other guy becomes a super utility player for me. Like, I think both guys are going to be big factors for USM.
That's up and out. And so it's 2-0. So Komatz comes out, gets a ground out from Morrison, although he fell behind in that at-bat, and then hits Stockman, and now behind in the count here.
Okay. You taken for sure here. Komatz has kind of lost his release point.
Smith batting here in the spot of Ty Long, Southern Miss's 9-hitter.
The ball 4 call.
Pounds the zone, doesn't seem to affect him, and it's 3-1.
This is a big pitch right here.
Quick look at first, Komatz from the stretch.
Oh,
And the pitch, swing around a bunt, and that's a called strike, and it's 3-2.
interesting. In my mind, it was like that's a, you wonder if Smith just comes out of his shoes, tries to drive the ball in the gap there.
What does he go with here? Payoff pitch. Popped up. Twisting toward the seats. Third baseman giving chase Vance, and he doesn't have a play.
You know, in fairness, though, I think Smith and Long here at the bottom, the real objective of this spot in this order for USM is turn this over to Stelly, Urban, and Russo. You know, and Gillespie. I got to throw Gillespie in there now, right? Like, those 4 hitters can do damage.
Smith choking up in the pitch. Back up the middle, base knock. Big turnaround second. But stopping there is Stockman. And Seth Smith comes off the bench and delivers the goods. And now Southern Miss has first and second.
That is a very, very good at bat. Never came out of himself. Middle of the field. You know, you drew the pitch, elevated the pitch count. And now if you're USM, this is a real opportunity.
4-3, Southern Miss has the lead, but they would love some insurance here. Knowing how tall the task is tonight against the number 11 team in the country. Both these teams with small numbers next to their names. Now Oregon State will meet on the mound, and we'll get a visit from the dugout. Caleb Stelly 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, but coming into this game, tied for the team lead in hits. And it does look like we'll get a pitching change. So Oregon State going back to their bullpen, Komatz, who got a quick out in the 7th, but a walk and a single. And we're going to break here 4-3, Southern Miss the lead, but they're looking for some insurance here in this 7th.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
It was a simple idea. I wanted to make a bottle for myself that I could use for everything. It needed to keep my drinks cold, have the ability to mix my favorite drinks, and be easy to carry and clean. I didn't realize how many people would love their ice shaker and how it would change their lives.
Hi, I'm Chris Gronkowski, former NFL player and the creator of Ice Shaker. I created Ice Shaker to help us all live an active and healthy lifestyle.
Grab you an ice shaker today.
We are emptying out the bullpens. A.J. Hutchinson in for Oregon State. Their veteran sidewinder. This is their go-to guy. Try and get this ground ball right here.
So Hutchinson takes over for Oregon State. The Beavers down by a run. Southern Miss comes out, and Kyle Morrison worked a quality at bat against Kamatz, but he grounded out, and then it was Stockman, the catcher, hit by a pitch before Seth Smith came off the bench and singled it. So now a golden opportunity for some insurance here for Southern Miss is the top of their order coming up. Caleb Stelly and Will Back.
It's awesome. Like, both of these offenses putting on a master class in what winning team offense looks like. And even in this inning, Stockman, 2 strikes, he's down to the count. Just hold your ground, wear one. Next thing you know, you got an inning brewing. But Hutchinson will be a challenge for Southern Miss. It's not out-pitch stuff, but it's a veteran submariner who can change his arm slot on you.
Right on right here as Stelly gets ready to go. A.J. Hutchinson, a senior from Elk Grove, California. And his first pitch will miss down and away for ball 1.
Good take for Stelly. The key against Hutchinson is you just cannot leave the strike zone. He thrives on enticing you out of the strike zone. And of course, he's a double play waiting for a place to happen.
Up and out, and it's 2-0. Hutchinson last year, a big part of the Oregon State bullpen. 24 games, 3-0 record, a 4.28 ERA, 48 1/3 of work. And he led the club with 3 saves. And now it's 3-0. The kick and the pitch. Taking all the way, and it's 3-1. So now intriguing here. Hitters count 3-1. Those first 3 pitches were well outside the zone. See what Stelly decides to do here. And he'll take again.
How about that 3-1 sweeper from Hutchinson?
Put it right over the plate. Again, if you're Hutchinson, with a ground ball here to get Oregon State back to the dugout. And he takes the breaker. Ball 4. Southern Miss has the bases loaded in this 7th. And the big bad Joey Urban, a triple and a homer tonight. will strut up to the box. And listen to these Southern Miss fans.
Now this is a matchup. Two seniors who have had a lot of success. This is 75th appearance for Hutchinson, and Joey Urban's been a hitter since day one. Big East freshman of the year several years ago at Butler, and what a hitter.
Trying a first pitch sweeper, low and away for ball one.
This is amazing because, you know, Urban gets a hit, it's 2 runs. Urban hits a ball on the ground too hard, it's 2 outs, and you're in the dugout for Oregon State.
And so, I'm going to change out wristbands here, I believe, for Hutchinson.
That is a new thing in modern baseball. Like, when you change out technology, is that gamesmanship, like trying to take a timeout, let a guy catch his breath, or it's like, do we really have a technology challenge? Who could say?
Well, yeah, at the pro level, you're seeing it more and more with the pitch comm. All of a sudden, the pitch comm's dropped out. We got to change that out here. So 1-0 is outside the zone.
Next time I'm in a conversation with my wife that's not going my way, do I just go to the, it's the pitch comm.
It's a tactic, yeah.
Just to kind of catch your breath.
2-0 to Urban.
Good take. That is such a great take because he wants to break this game wide open. I'm green lighting him right here.
With the night he's having, we'll see. Oh man, it was over the plate, sitting there, but Urban takes it, and it's 3-1.
That is the very bottom of the strike zone right there. It's a great pitch, and it's a 50-50 pitch, I think. Maybe down.
The pitch. Back up the middle. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Southern Miss with some insurance in this 7th. Joey Urban again delivers.
I mean, what a hitter this dude is. Fastball in on his hands, and just his bat speed is so incredible that he's got plenty of juice to hit that middle of the field. And it's easy to say, Rylan, hey, you can't let Joey Urban beat you. Well, hey, it was bases loaded. The pickle was, you were backed into a corner there.
Didn't think it was a bad pitch from Hutchinson. If he takes it, it might have been ball 4. It was right there on the inner part of the zone, and Joey Urban was not going to be beat. So another visit to the mound, and we'll get another pitching change. That's all for Hutchinson. 6-3, Southern Miss has the lead. But they're not done yet in this 7. 2 on and 1 out when we come back. You're watching the Round Rock Classic on D1 Baseball.
You spent years building a life worth protecting. The long days, the late nights, the people who matter most. But life, it doesn't wait. It throws curveballs and changes the count without warning. Planning ahead isn't playing defense. It's thinking about the long game. When life gets out of your hands, that's when experience leads. At Robbins Estate Law, we help Texas families plan ahead with confidence. Robbins Estate Law. Protecting what matters most.
Back at Dell Diamond, Southern Miss with a 6-3 lead as Joey Urban has driven in 2 more runs and extended the advantage. And Joey Urban 3 for 4. He has scored twice in this game. He's got a triple, a homer. He's a double shy of the cycle, 3 RBIs. And with the bases loaded, he comes through. And Oregon State will go back to their bullpen. Tanner Douglas will enter.
Yeah, Oregon State pitchers have committed that cardinal sin when you're playing USM, is if you're going to let Joey Urban and Matthew Russo impact the game, that's not going to turn out well for you very often. Those are 2 real dudes in the middle.
Oregon State goes to a left-hander to face Russo here in Douglas. And his first offering. Now that's outside for ball 1. Stelly is on second. Urban is on first. Douglas, the 6'2 senior from Medford, Oregon.
I mean, if you're Oregon State, it's the perfect matchup. If you can get Russo to roll over to a ground ball, you turn 2 and get in the dugout. But the problem for the Oregon State relievers so far this inning, Rylan, is just no count leverage. I mean, just behind in every count.
And on a night when Ethan Kleinschmidt went 5 1/3, he was dealing for most of the night, struck out 10. As Douglas finds the zone here, and it's 2-1. Turns it over to the bullpen. And right now, Kleinschmidt is in line to get the loss in this game. Southern Miss got to him in that 6th inning, took the lead. 2-1. Russo one off at it. I think the takes here in this 7th inning by Southern Miss, there's been a few times where maybe they try and get out of their approach and try and do some damage, come up with a big hit. No, Southern Miss has sat back and waited for theirs. As this is down and out, and there you go again. They'll take a walk, and they're loaded up again. And here comes Davis Gillespie, who gave Southern Miss the lead back in the 6th.
And this is a problem because Gillespie is going to see the left-handed side armor Douglas way better than Russo did. So for Oregon State, the advantage she had in the matchup has just completely reversed itself. Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and change that out.
Oregon State will go back to a right-hander. So this is the 5th pitcher of the night to enter here for Oregon State, and it will be the 4th one we have seen in this 7th inning alone. Started with Kamatz, then Hutchison, Douglas for a batter, and we will learn about the new arm when we come back on the other side. 6-3, Southern Miss has the lead. Bases are loaded. A great opportunity to get themselves well out in front here of an Oregon State team that's number 11 in the country. Don't go away.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
Jack Giordano to take over for Oregon State. Still only one out in this top of the 7th. The bases are full for Southern Miss. They've already scored twice in this 7th and now can break this game open, as Davis Gillespie will be the batter. A walk and a homer tonight, and that home run in the 6th gave Southern Miss the lead at 4-3. So this is a massive matchup coming up here between Giordano and Gillespie.
Sure is, and Giordano will be an impact reliever for Oregon State, it seems, but I think this is not going to often be the case. But if you're Oregon State, you've got to be disappointed where Hutchinson and Douglas were the perfect matchups for this scenario where you needed a ground ball double play, and you got walk, single walk.
So now Giordano will try and settle down Oregon State. And this is the 5th arm to throw tonight, the 4th out of the bullpen, after Ethan Kleinschmidt took the baseball from the jump. And he'll take inside for ball 1. Giordano, the sophomore from San Diego. Stelly on 3rd, Urban on 2nd, Russo on 1st.
Ooh.
And Gillespie swings. This is a high fly ball to left. Haight will go over, now coming in, makes the catch. Stelly will tag, the throw is cut off, and it's a sacrifice fly for Davis Gillespie, and it's now 7-3 Southern Miss in this 7th. And just a very professional plate appearance there from Gillespie.
Yeah, ditto what you just said there, because Giordano's throwing hard. The first pitch out of his hand was 95, and Davis Gillespie, he is really putting people on notice tonight. The at-bats have been quality.
3rd RBI tonight for Gillespie. He and Urban have driven in 6 of the 7 for the Golden Eagles. And now Ben Higdon will hop in, and Higdon right away with a rocket to center, but Hayes has a beat on it, gets behind it, and makes the grab. Southern Miss made Oregon State work on the mound in this 7th. They strike for 3 runs. They extend their lead. It's 7-3 Golden Eagles as we stretch here at Dell Diamond on day 2 of the Round Rock Classic. We look at the upcoming schedule here for the Round Rock Classic, as tomorrow, day 3, our final day. And the morning slate, it's Purdue and Oregon State, followed by Southern Miss and Baylor. And still so much baseball left to be played in this game, as we're only in the bottom of the 7th. And with Oregon State's offense, they can come back at a moment's notice. But let's say the score does hold here. You look to tomorrow, all of a sudden, Purdue comes back in game number 1 today. They've got a chance to maybe pick up a massive win against a ranked Oregon State team. Oregon State trying to finish with a winning weekend. And then in the second game tomorrow, Baylor, who somehow is 0-2, although it feels like they should have picked up at least 1 win. They played quality baseball both days, just couldn't hang on today.
Yeah, it's odd to say because, every game we've played so far has had a winner or a loser, but I believe, like, as we sit here tonight, I'm encouraged by all 4 teams. Even Baylor, I think this is the best team Mitch Thompson's had in the 4 years. Like, they're gonna be a factor in the Big 12.
Again, for those who did not tune in earlier today, Purdue rallied from a 5-0 deficit to win as Weston Boyle walked it off. And so the Boilermakers who they were a couple pitches away from being 2-0 going into tomorrow if they didn't lose yesterday. We've had 3 games, this being the 4th, and all of them have been high drama here in the 2026 Round Rock Classic. So we go to this bottom of the 7th. Camden Sundstrom on the mound. Tyler Inge, the 9-hitter, to start things off for the Beavers. And Inge swings and slaps this the opposite way, but it'll turn foul. And for Oregon State, just looking for base runners here in this 7th. Try and stir something up and make a comeback. Sundstrom will miss upstairs. Then it's 2-2. Waves at a breaking ball, and Sundstrom begins the 7th with a K. After the inning, Southern Miss just had in the top half. That first batter here in this bottom of the 7th, so critical.
Yeah, and I just think if you're Southern Miss, you feel like, and Sundstrom's perfect. He's the guy that hasn't walked anybody this year, but if you just force Oregon State to create their own offense, you're going to be in great shape here.
First offering to A.J. Singer, and that's zipped right by him.
A little sinker there in on the hands.
That arm side run on the sinker coming into Singer. So tough. Sundstrom inning in a 3rd so far out of this Southern Miss bullpen. Chopped down the line, tough play for Barrett, and it's by him. This will creep up against the sidewall. Singer will scurry into second. We'll see how they rule this. But Oregon State has a man in scoring position with 1 out in the home half of the 7th. See the replay here.
It just kind of chewed Barrett up, didn't it?
He got caught in between whether or not to come up and grab it or to sit back and play it on the backhand for a short hop.
I mean, for me, when in doubt, just go attack that, because worst case scenario, it's a single as opposed to a double. But all that said, those are really difficult plays.
So Singer is aboard. And it will be an E5 here on Dre Barrett. And now Easton Talt will watch this first pitch find the zone, strike 1. And he go around, they'll check at 3rd, and he did. Christopher Griffith down there saw it cleanly. The 0-2. Check swing, foul ball. Seth Smith playing shortstop. Came into the game to pinch hit in the top of the inning. Trying to keep Singer close over there. And it's right by Talt. Catcher Stockman makes the throw down to 1st. And there's 2 away. Sundstrom with his 3rd strikeout of the night.
Boy, Sundstrom's slider, it's talk about swing and miss pitch.
So now it's Nyan Hayes. And Hayes tonight has struck out 3 times. Squares around a bunt. Some funky English on it, and it rolls foul. Well, that stays fair and rolls out on the grass there with Hayes' speed. He has himself a hit.
And Hayes is one of those guys, he's quick and fast. Like, it's all of the above. And hit for some power at Grambling. Long term, do I think Nyan Hayes is Oregon State's 3-hole hitter? I don't think that's probably the way it'll play out. He's probably better as an offensive catalyst than a run producer, but he's certainly intriguing.
Cuts through the breaking ball. And then it's 0-2.
That breaking ball, Sundstrom's breaking ball, is going to give people fits.
Man, this has been impressive from Camden Sundstrom. Such a big February matchup for both these teams. And Camden Sundstrom looking to get through this 7th. Down and away. A nice take there from Hayes. Well, Sundstrom came in with Galloway aboard in the 6th. Gave up a single. And came back and got out of that frame as Hayes able to roll this one into center. And so coming around third to score here is Singer, and Oregon State scratches one across in this 7th. How about Nyan Hayes there with 2 strikes against him, serves it right back where it came from. And the Beavers in this bottom of the 7th able to get a run on the board.
Yeah, credit Hayes. He took the slider before, which looked like the obvious strikeout pitch. And it looks like Sundstrom ended up throwing him a cutter there that stayed up. And talk about earning a mistake you can hit. Well done.
Well, on a night where if you're Hayes, you've struck out 3 times, probably not having the night you'd like. Stay in there, you battle, you drive in a run. Impressive poise there from Hayes as Sundstrom's first offering is low for ball 1. Again, an unearned run here for Sundstrom as Singer reached on an error with 1 out in this 7th. That's up and away. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. 2 Southern Miss errors in this game. And the throwing error back in the 4th. Well, now 1 here in the 7th, and both of them have resulted in runs for Oregon State. Remember, the Beavers scored 3 times in that 4th inning. And the 2-1. Leaves it upstairs.
And the other part of this inning for Oregon State is you are starting to work on Sundstrom's pitch count.
The 3-1.
And Purdue did force USM to use all of their key relievers yesterday.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hayes off of first. Sundstrom's pitch.
Good pitch.
Camden Sundstrom with a tremendous night out of this Southern Miss bullpen. Beavers get 1 back, but Southern Miss still leads at 7-4 as we move to the 8th inning at Dell Diamond.
You've spent years building a life worth protecting. The long days, the late nights, the people who matter most. But life, it doesn't wait. It throws curveballs and changes the count without warning. Planning ahead isn't playing defense. It's thinking about the long game. When life gets out of your hands, that's when experience leads. At Robbins Estate Law, we help Texas families plan ahead with confidence. Robbins Estate Law. Protecting what matters most.
Eighth inning on tap here from Dell Diamond, where Oregon State trails Southern Miss 7-4. Two great crowds here from both schools, and they've been loud in this one, but the Southern Miss fans have had plenty to cheer about.
How about my Southern Miss man with no sleeves? That's impressive. Now, see, that's my kind of party right there. Like, let's be prepared. Let's bundle up.
Just glad they're not showing any shots of us up here, because we've had the jackets on since early in this second game, really late in game number 1 today. Got one more day of baseball here at the Round Rock Classic. Tomorrow should be plenty of fun. It starts at 11 a.m. Game number 1. Talk about it more later on here when we wrap things up tonight, as Southern Miss came out in that 7th inning, tacked on 3 runs. Oregon State got one back in the home half. And so now the first pitch of this 8th from the right-hander, Jack Giordano, is off the plate away.
It's a good arm, though. 94-95 from an over-the-top slot. Where's that slider? Wow.
Giordano was one of 4 pitchers to throw in that 7th inning for Oregon State. And lands the breaking ball for a strike, to the displeasure of the Southern Miss fans. And that's way above the zone.
Anyhow.
Watch out. Trey Barrett starting things off here for the Golden Eagles. Barrett, a couple of strikeouts, grounded out to the second baseman in that 7th inning. And the walk-off yesterday. The 2-2. And that's a nasty breaking ball from Giordano. And this is a quality arm here for Oregon State. Just the mound presence so far has been impressive.
Yeah, and that's, you know, 94-95. Then you've got that low 80s slider, and then you go mid-70s curveball. That's impressive. And that's a lot for a hitter to have to contend with.
Kyle Morrison, the batter. Lands it again.
Wow.
Throw that for a strike, and then you come back with 94.
Yeah, it's 21 mile an hour difference between that curveball and that fastball with the slider in between. Whew. That's it right there. That's a 21 mile an hour differential pitch to pitch. Best of luck with that.
And he's working quickly. The 1-1. Skips it in.
I like it. You're making hitters deal with a pitch in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Good pitch.
Man, a 12-6 break on that. This is an uncomfortable at-bat for these Southern Miss hitters. 2-2. He went around. Giordano strikes out the first 2 in this 8th. Lands the curveball on top of home plate. Then Morrison couldn't lay off. So now Tucker Stockman will bat, and Stockman hit by a pitch in that 7th.
It's interesting, like, for the middle part of that game, through the 7th, both teams are just trading haymakers, and now you could see both teams are, I don't want to say gas, but, you know, like, just trying to find one more run in them.
Oregon State scoring that run in the bottom of the 7th. It looked like Sundstrom was going to get out of it. That's high, and Ryan Hayes with a big 2-out hit to scratch one across and make this a 3-run game. Now the 2-0. And he fouls it away. And maybe Giordano here after striking out the first 2. If he could strike out the side, maybe that momentum then swings back. And Oregon State could take that going into the home half. 2-1. And Stockman with another bruise. He'll jog down to first.
Well, that's one way to start innings.
That's exactly what he did in the 7th. And now Seth Smith a little bad. So Smith had a great day yesterday for Southern Miss, and his father Jason was a big leaguer and played in this ballpark in 2009 for 84 games with the Round Rock Express. His first offering is down and in for ball 1.
His at-bat, his last at-bat was very impressive.
A 1-0. Bunted foul. And we said it in that 7th, but what the bottom of the lineup did to turn it over, I mean, Stockman gets hit by a pitch, Smith pinch hitting, singles up the middle, and then you get it to Stelly and Urban and Russo and Gillespie, and they did damage. 2-0 pitch for a strike. Nice response there. Or check that, the 1-1 pitch for a strike. It's 1-2.
Captain Obvious, but yeah, obviously that top of the 7th. This game was at 4-3. It felt like, you know, you don't even have a lead at 4-3 when the game was going back and forth the way it was. Those insurance runs in the 7th inning were massive.
Giordano struck out Barrett and Morrison to kick off this 8th. And hit Stockman with a pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 8th, man on first. Giordano rears back and goes with a heater. And it's a touch off the plate outside.
Runner moving here. That's out, just out, but it's out.
There we go, payoff pitch, runner on the move. That's ball 4. Fourth walk tonight issued from Oregon State pitching. And now it's Caleb Stelly coming up. Again, Stockman and Smith battling and getting aboard with 2 outs. What can Stelly do? Outside for ball 1. If Southern Miss holds on to win this game, they would clinch the Round Rock Classic Championship. That's even if they lost tomorrow to Baylor. That's high. So even if they lost tomorrow, if they're able to hang on tonight, and again, they got to get 6 more outs against this veteran Oregon State team, but they own the tiebreaker over Oregon State or Purdue. Now, an Oregon State comeback would leave the title up for grabs going into Sunday. Two balls and no strikes to Stelly. Low and away and gets by the catcher Galloway. Stockman to third, Smith to second. Now it's 3-0 with Joey Urban looming.
A 2-out hit by pitch. Next thing you know, you got a little rally brewing.
That bullpen stirring right now for Oregon State. And the 3-0. Low and away, that's ball 4.
Pretty sure you don't want this guy up with the bases loaded.
Joey Urban tonight is 3 for 4 with a triple, a homer, 3 RBIs. He has scored 2 runs. So if you think about that, he's a double shy of the cycle. He had a single the last time he was up.
You know, if you're Oregon State right now, you kind of need Giordano to hang in there because you don't want to burn any more of the bullpen up.
Giordano goes right at him with a first pitch breaking ball. And the 0-1. Down and away, and Galloway able to knock it down on the backhand. Stockman at third base, Smith's on second. Stelly over on first, the 1-1. Bounces well out in front of the plate.
He's really lost command of the fastball, so I think you got to throw the breaking ball here.
He was placing that breaking ball for a strike against both Barrett and Morrison to begin this 8th. 2-1. And that's off the plate away, and it's 3-1. No one has ever hit for the cycle at the Round Rock Classic. Joey Urban in a hitter's count here, and we'll get a pitch clock violation, and Urban will take first. It's a walk, it's another RBI, and Southern Miss has an 8-4 lead. A bases loaded walk here. You'll never see someone as fired up as Joey Urban was on a pitch clock violation. But it gets him another RBI tonight. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Oregon State will make another call out to the bullpen. Bases loaded, walk in the top of the 8th. Southern Miss can feel it right now. They're the Round Rock Classic.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
You spent years building a life worth protecting. The long days, the late nights, the people who matter most. But life, it doesn't wait. It throws curveballs and changes the count without warning. Planning ahead isn't playing defense. It's thinking about the long game. When life gets out of your hands, that's when experience leads. At Robbins Estate Law, we help Texas families plan ahead with confidence. Robbins Estate Law, protecting what matters most.
Top of the 8th inning, 8-4 Southern Miss in front of Oregon State. And the Beavers just made a call to their bullpen. It's the freshman Calvin Gregory to enter here. And what was a great start to his outing for Jack Giordano. Struck out the first 2 in this 8th. A hit batsman, a walk, and then 2 more walks after that as Joey Urban just walked with the bases loaded to bring home the 8th run of the night. And it's Urban who has brought in half the runs in this game. 4 for him. Gillespie has driven in 3. This heart of the Southern Miss lineup has been so difficult to navigate as the first offering from Gregory is pulled outside for ball 1. And the pitch goes to a sinker for a called strike.
And I think two conclusions here. These are 2 really good teams, and they've shown that tonight. I just think for Oregon State, you're not built to win a game like this. Run prevention is your superpower.
1-1 is outside, 2 balls and a strike.
And if you look at Oregon State tonight, you've hit 2 batters, you've walked 6. You know, that's not going to play. Especially not against a really good team like USM.
A 2-1. Breaking ball for a strike, evens the count. Russo an RBI single in that 6th. He also walked in the 7th. And the 2-2. Skips in, gets away from Galloway, but does a nice job racing over to it. Smith's down at 3rd right now. That's Stilley on 2nd, and Urban is on 1st. Shift on here, Singer, the second baseman, out in shallow right field. 3rd baseman pulled over Vance. One upstairs, and chasing was Russo as Gregory, the freshman, comes in with some confidence and gets Oregon State back to the dugout. Golden Eagles score again, and they do it without recording a hit in this 8th inning. It's an 8-4 lead as we go to the home half here. Day 2 of this Round Rock Classic. The Round Rock Classic is brought to you by Karbach Brewing Company. Karbach Brewing Company, crafted for fun. Please drink responsibly. Bottom of the 8th inning, Southern Miss 8, Oregon State 4. And with the first day and a half that we have had here, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see some chaos late in this game as well, knowing what this Oregon State lineup is capable of, as the Beavers need a comeback in their second game of the Classic. And Southern Miss is 6 outs away from winning the 2026 Round Rock Classic. Riley Cobry alongside Mike Rooney here on this 57-degree night at Dell Diamond. It'll be Jacob Galloway, Cooper Vance, and Jacob Craig, 5, 6, and 7 to stand in against the right-hander Camden Sundstrom. Sundstrom has come out of this Southern Miss bullpen and dealt 2 innings of baseball, 1 run, but it was unearned as it came in that 7th inning. Nyan Hayes, an RBI single. Singer had reached earlier in the frame after an error by the third baseman, Dre Barrett. So Sundstrom will rock, and the first pitch is off the plate away for ball 1. Jacob Galloway, double, a single, and a walk tonight. Slices this foul. Galloway, Oregon State's backstop. Sundstrom's 1-1. Back up into center, and Galloway's got a 3-hit night.
Jacob Galloway, we see you. Come on now, how cool is this?
An Oregon State lineup that early in the year trying to figure out what works. Well, Jacob Galloway certainly working here early in the season. Galloway now, he is 9 for his first 17. Cooper Vance takes the first offering inside for ball 1. And Vance tonight, he's 2 for 3 in this game. Slashed a single into left back in the 6th inning. And now the count 2-0.
You know, you're chasing 6 outs if you're USM, and Sundstrom's starting to look a little, at least wobbly. Now just losing it a little bit here.
The kick and the pitch. Bounce through the left side, and Cooper Vance follows Galloway's lead. He singles now, and there's 2 on with nobody out, and Jacob Craig walking up, and it was Craig with a big home run back in the 4th inning.
I'll tell you, Cooper Vance has had good ABs today. 2 singles, 2 slash, 3 singles, I should say, but 2 slashes overall.
Craig's blast was a 3-run homer in that 4th. As Sundstrom,
Good
first pitch, fastball for a strike.
You gotta believe Sundstrom's gonna feature the slider here. No.
Take inside. And now a right-hander starting to warm up quickly down it in the Southern Miss bullpen. The 1-1. Eyeing away, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, just, you can see it. Sundstrom's, he's fighting himself a little bit right now.
The kick and the pitch. Foul back.
You know, it is redundant, but it's worth saying, like, this is, again, it's like regional preparation, because you're Southern Miss, you're trying to win a huge game, and, you know, Josh Ock threw 50 pitches yesterday. Cross Sibley threw 14, but it did not go well. Not a good outing for him. And, you know, Camden Clark threw 34 pitches. So of those, maybe Sibley's available?
That 2-2 spiked out in front of the plate and gets away from Stockman. Advancing to third, Galloway to second, Cooper Vance. And now Craig gets aboard here, and the tying run comes up in the form of Adam Hayden.
And I accused Oregon State of not being able to start their own offense. They beg to differ.
Payoff pitch.
Ooh.
Sundstrom comes back with a breaking ball to get Craig, attacks him there at the bottom of the zone. What a huge pitch for Sundstrom.
That is a big boy pitch by Sundstrom right there, where it is not going well. You don't feel like you have anything rocking there, and you find that slider in a huge moment. That is very impressive.
So Sundstrom keeps the tying run in the on-deck circle. And Haight will be the batter. And Stockman has had to work hard.
I mean,
this 8th inning.
I don't feel like I'm making this up. Sundstrom's legitimately fighting himself right there, but which makes that slider to Craig that much more impressive, that you can summon that one big pitch in a huge moment. Because you're right, if Craig's at first base right now, it's not good.
Had to bear down, make one pitch, and he did. Haight out in front, and there's that slider again.
Yeah, that pitch is for real.
His pitch count at 44 right now. This is his 3rd appearance of the year. Oregon State dugout thought it was low.
One of those 50-50 pitches. Shin high fastball.
A ball and 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. 8-4, Southern Miss the lead. One chase. Sundstrom threw 3 innings against Southeastern Louisiana 4 days ago.
Wow. I mean, come on.
Puts in a tight slider that Haight can't do anything with. Back-to-back strikeouts, and Tyler Inch coming up.
Camden Sundstrom is going to be a big factor for Southern Miss. He's going to throw some Tuesday games against some SEC opponents. He's going to pitch in some leverage spots on the weekends. I don't know what his inning total is going to be this year, but I know there's going to be impact there.
Inge, the 9-hitter, 0 for 2 with a walk in this game.
And he's showing you some guts here. Like, this is, I'm sure, Sundstrom, there's a little fatigue setting in right now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, he comes in this game in the 6th inning, comes out in this 8th, and you're thinking, all right, man, this has been a longer outing for him. Gives up back-to-back singles. That's outside. And then against Craig, who has the biggest swing of the night tonight for Oregon State. It's behind, comes all the way back, gets the strikeout, and punches out Haight, and just bearing down here to get through this 8th inning. On the ground to Morrison.
Wow.
What an effort from Camden Sundstrom. The right-hander out of this Southern Miss bullpen. 3 innings tonight, and Southern Miss remains in control going to the 9th. Top of the ninth inning. They're in game number 2 of day number 2 at the Round Rock Classic, and it's Southern Miss with an 8-4 lead over Oregon State. Oregon State out hitting Southern Miss tonight 10-7, but it's been the top of the lineup here for the Golden Eagles that has impressed, and they're 3 outs away from a victory as Oregon State will go back to their bullpen, and it'll be the right-hander this time in Zach Edwards. So Edwards enters here for Gregory. We saw Gregory just for a third of an inning. He's the one batter, got a strikeout. Riley Colbury alongside Mike Rooney. And we mentioned it in that 7th and 8th inning, but might as well say it again here in this 9th. For Southern Miss, they will take home the Classic with a win in this game. Tomorrow's result against Baylor for them will not matter in terms of crowning a champion this weekend. So the Golden Eagles trying to come out with wins on Friday and Saturday. Walk-off win against Purdue yesterday, and now they have really showed off what they can do against one of the best teams in the country in Oregon State. So here's Edwards. Face Davis Gillespie, and the first offering is low for ball 1.
This is interesting. This is Oregon State putting Zach Edwards in the game to try and get him going. He's had a very strange start to the year.
1-0. Off the rosin bag
no way.
and the second base bag. You see something new every night. You may never see that again. It bounced off the rosin bag behind the mound and then somehow found the second base bag. Gillespie will take it.
So if I'm counting right, Zach Edwards, who's a really big arm, like he could be very impactful for Oregon State, has now faced 7 hitters and not recorded an out, but not giving up an earned run either. You need to double check me on this.
You are correct. It's 6 hits so far allowed by Edwards.
That was the 7th right there.
That was
right?
the 7th, correct.
No outs recorded. 4 runs given up, but no earned runs given up, is what I saw.
I've got 3 earned runs.
Okay, 3 are earned.
3
okay,
earned
gotcha.
runs. This is appearance number 3 for Edwards. And you want to talk about a guy having maybe some bad luck. To start your outing that way,
Yes.
where it bounces,
He needs to change the juju.
yeah, off the rosin bag and the second base bag. I mean, that's tough. So Ben Higdon batting here as this is high. Well, if you're Southern Miss, you just watched Oregon State nearly get the tying run to the plate in that bottom of the 8th. So you're not done offensively. You'd like to scratch a run or 2 or 7 across here in this 9th. It's down and in. Now it's 3-1. Zach Edwards, the sophomore from Riverton, Utah.
I mean, yeah, you could see what the coaches are fired up about. It's 94. It's feel for spin.
Yeah, there's real life on that fastball. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out in this top of the 9th. Gillespie takes off. A bouncer to the first base bag. Craig takes it, only has 1 play. And so he gets the out at first with Gillespie running. He advances to second. And putting him on the move pays off there.
not that we keep track or we keep score of bad luck, but this is kind of bad luck too. You got if the runner's not moving, that's probably not that hard of a double play.
I mean, it's hit right at him. He goes to the bag and throw down his second, apply a tag, and there's 2 down. Dre Barrett. That's from the right side here against the righty. Off the end of the bat foul.
This could be one of those situations where Zach Edwards takes, a little bit of time this season to figure it out and find himself, but you wake up in May and he's throwing really high leverage innings.
And the 0-1. Back out in front of the mound. He'll scoop and then flip over to first. To third goes Gillespie. Now, he just wanted to get the out there, but if he turned and looked, Gillespie took off right away. I think maybe they could have nabbed him at third, but obviously you're just looking for that second out. And here comes Kyle Morrison. Morrison 0 for 4 tonight. A chance to add a 9th run here for USM. Morrison, the transfer from South Alabama. A senior. Waits the 1-0 and cracks it foul. Morrison coming in tonight 4 for 19. But does have a homer. Last night was 2 for 3 in the win over Purdue. 1-1. Healthy cut, fouls it off. Edwards gets this to a 1-2 count. Well, Zach Edwards last year, 16 appearances, all of them out of that Beaver bullpen.
I mean, 16 appearances for an Omaha team, right? That's you're getting some touches there.
1-2, bounce through the right side. Morrison with a 2-out hit to tack on another. And USM has a 9-4 advantage in this 9th inning. Kyle Morrison pulls this into right. The way this game started through 3 innings, you would have told me one of these 2 teams would have 9 runs. I'm not sure I'd believe you, especially with the way both starters were going.
That's a great point. I mean, the 2 starting pitchers in this game are excellent.
Kleinschmidt and then Harris, both great in their own right. Right now, Kleinschmidt is in line to get the loss in this game. So that's high. A 1-1. Hooked, third baseline foul.
I start thinking about, like, okay, who would be my players of the game for USM if they finish this? Joey Urban is obvious. Camden Sundstrom has been awesome.
I'll give you a dark horse. The way Tucker Stockman tonight,
Yeah.
as this is fouled first base line. I mean, he's had some big plays behind the plate. You think about that first and second situation where he keeps it in front, throw down to first, get a big out there early in the game in a moment that felt like Oregon State was on the verge of maybe scratching one across. Pops this up right side. First baseman into foul territory, Craig pulls it down. Southern Miss with a big 2-out RBI from Kyle Morrison. And the Eagles on the doorstep of a Round Rock Classic title. Looking for 3 more outs when we return. Southern Miss on the verge of taking down number 11 Oregon State. Golden Eagles entered this weekend number 20 in the country. And the top of their lineup, and really the entire lineup top to bottom, along with starter tonight and Graydon Harris. And now it's Camden Sundstrom, who has been a workhorse out of this bullpen. So many different names you can go to for why the Golden Eagles have a 5-run lead. Oregon State looking for the comeback here as they search for base runners.
It's incredible to me the way Southern Miss just reloads. You know, you're looking at this team who's already got a weekend series win over USB, on the verge of taking down an Oregon State. They lost to Jake Cook from last year. They lost to Nick Monastery's 21 home runs from last year. They lost to Carson Pato from last year. A JB Middleton. I mean, it's, you know, Matthew Adams and his 17 starts. It's incredible how they reload in Hattiesburg.
First pitch swinging here for Singer. No problem for Smith at short, 1 down.
That's interesting to be firing first pitch there with Sundstrom at 51 pitches.
For Southern Miss, if they can get away with not going to another arm out of their bullpen going into tomorrow, I mean, a real chance to come out of here with 3 W's. Easton Talt 0 for 4 tonight. And the first pitch is low for ball 1.
When Jacob Craig hit that 3-run home run, if you told me this is the way this game was going to turn out, I would not have believed you.
Oregon State takes a 3-1 lead, in that 4th inning.
And Kleinschmidt was throwing invisibles at the time. Like, it was...
You thought he's going 7, 8 innings in this game.
What, he had retired like 11, 12, 13 in a row?
It was 14 in a row from the end of the first until the start of that 6th. He struck out the first batter he faced in that 6th inning.
But again, we know, like, you want to get to Omaha, which, you know, these two programs, that's what they live and die for. Beating an Ethan Kleinschmidt in a winner's bracket game of regional, that's what it comes down to.
Barrett, the third baseman, is going to move out into shallow right here as they put a shift on. And the 2-2.
Wow.
Talt out in front, Sundstrom. That's another strikeout.
I'm going to give you one guess what that pitch was. Slidrow Wilson. That is something.
Southern Miss with a walk-off win yesterday They come back today. It's the first pitch. The Hayes is down and out. They get down going to the 5th, 3-1. And then they score 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and 1 in the top of the 9th. And now Camden Sundstrom has a chance to put away this game and put away the Round Rock Classic with 2 more strikes. And now 1 more.
I think it would be very appropriate for Camden Sundstrom, if he's going to finish this game right here, to do it with the slider.
There it comes. Down and away.
He got a little excited, overthrew it. 86 miles an hour on the slider. That's the adrenaline.
And the 2-2.
That's a good take right there.
Said this earlier, but Hayes struck out first 3 times up. Down in the count in the 7th. Singles up the middle, drives in a run. And here he is battling back, and now it's 3-2.
Wow.
Waves at it, and Southern Miss takes home the 2026 Round Rock Classic. They've got 1 more game tomorrow, but they will clinch it tonight as they defeat Oregon State, a final of 9-4. The Golden Eagles got down early, but they battled back in this offense. Contributions across the board. And Camden Sundstrom took them all the way home. Sundstrom tonight, he'll finish after 4 innings, 1 run, and it was unearned. He struck out 8.
Jeez.
And the big number did not issue a walk. So now a look at tomorrow's matchups. Purdue versus Oregon State at 11. And then Southern Miss and Baylor at 3. And again, Southern Miss, your Round Rock Classic champions, as they own the tiebreaker now. And so they get it done here on this Saturday evening. For myself and my partner tonight, Mike Rooney, we appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to our production crew tonight here at Del Diamond in Round Rock, Texas. We're back here tomorrow for first pitch of the final day of this 2026 Classic. It was fun. We've had some thrillers, but it's Southern Miss taking home the win over Oregon State, 9-4. See you back here tomorrow.